Welcome everybody. We've been away for a while. I'm Nasra and
I'm Sawia.
And today we have a really, really special guest. It's the first male on our platform. Okay, that's exciting. It's the first male on our platform. Today we have Abdul Chin, as he's known on socials. I'm going to let you introduce yourself as well.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. So boy, it just feels very weird now. You said that the first male, like I feel really special. You hear that? First male on the podcast. I'm everyone's Abdul today. Listen, so boy Chin on social media. Abdul, if you know me, I don't mind. I'm getting older now, so it's getting kind of weird continuing your nickname.
I hear that.
Yeah. And I feel like sooner or later I might transition just calling myself by my first name, man. It's just having kids and my kids looking at me saying, why did they call you Chin, Abdul? And I was like, long story.
But why do they call you Chin?
Oh, it's just a long story, bro. It's you know those nicknames that stick since you're 7.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're 7. You kept that up.
Yes, my boys did.
How old are you now?
Very old. I'm 29.
Oh,
not that old. I'm 29.
Round about the same age as us.
I'll be 30 this year, inshallah. So,
Mashallah.
Literally, since year 7, I've been called Chin. So
Why? Did you have a problem with the chin? What?
Oh yeah, if this beard comes off, you'll understand.
Oh, you got the crimson chin.
That's how it started. Okay. That was the original name, actually. So it started with the crimson chin.
Okay.
Then some people said, you know what? Let me call you Crims. Some people said, let me call you Chin. Chin stuck, and that's it, man.
Crims.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
It's bad, isn't it? I swear.
So yeah, no, he's the first male on our platform, and he's a dad. So today we're doing entry-level dads.
Entry-level dads.
Hashtag dad's perspective.
I have a PhD in Arbo. Don't
Wallahi. How many kids do you have?
4. Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah. Oh my God.
Allahumma barik.
Let's get into it, man.
We would have loved for your wife to have been here, but next time.
Yeah.
Next time,
you get
inshallah.
Her without me.
Inshallah, next time.
We'll get her side.
We'll get her next time,
You get her
inshallah.
side of the story in case I'm lying, innit?
Let's get straight into it.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about how you got married young, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Let's
well,
take
at the time,
it back.
at the time, I didn't think I was young, you know.
How old were you?
When I initially asked my parents.
Yeah.
18.
Wow.
Yeah, that's mad young to me. Anyways.
Now that I'm older, I deep it.
Yeah.
Now you get a bit older, you're like, I look back at the photos, I'm like, wow, I was actually a kid. Because you look at 18-year-olds now, and now I understand why they're
18-year-olds now are different to 18-year-olds when we were 18, though.
Yeah, for real.
They're way different. They're way different. These lot are doing sturdy in Westfield.
8-year-old boys are pretty boys now. They're just all about their hair and their looks.
It's mad.
Tell me why everyone's got long hair.
I don't know. And they will have the ponytail at the back.
Ponytail or the little twisty things.
I've got a brother
braids.
who's 19 now, and he's got like he uses my sister's curly hair products.
Yeah.
And he will like finger twist and all of that. If you see my brother's hair, it's like individual strands that are curled up. And I tell you, I'm like, nah.
Everyone's a hairstylist.
It's a thing now.
Every boy is a hairstylist.
They all got long hair now.
It's weird. And back at when I was younger, I don't know if you remember this. Every boy had a individual style.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like everyone had the same hairstyle. Everyone had their own little.
Yeah.
You might have braids. You might have cornrows. You might have a fade. But now everyone looks the same.
Yeah.
The trend is really trending, isn't it?
Bro, every kid looks the same.
Everyone.
The trend is really trending.
So you got married at 18?
No, I announced it at 18. It was like a 1-year battle with my parents.
They weren't trying to hear it.
One side was, one side wasn't.
Wow.
One side was like, you know what? Okay, go on. And the other side said, you're not ready.
Damn.
So it was a bit of a. I understood where my dad was coming from. Because now that I'm a dad, I'm looking at my son, and he came up to me like, and you think your son's not ready, you're gonna say, yeah, you're not ready. I think it's kind of good that he made me wait and not rush into it because I had to prove myself for that 1 year.
Wow. You had to graft for it.
Yes.
Wow.
And on top of that, your wife is not Somali, so that also is like.
That was a big one for him.
Wow.
Oh my God, how did you?
Usually that's the mum's problem. Usually mums are like, my son's marrying an Ajnabi.
But my parents, they didn't grow up in Somalia.
Yeah.
They grew up in Tanzania.
Wow.
So they grew up around different cultures already.
Yeah.
And my cousins already broke the barriers for me. But my
Love
dad
that.
still had strong heritage in it. Like he really wanted. So when I told him initially that she wasn't Somali, he was a bit of shock.
Okay.
And then all the theories start to come, the worries of, because you hear these stories of people from your culture. Even if you're Somali or you're Pakistani or you're Afghan, you hear these stories of marrying outside your culture and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So my dad has these fears like, what if it doesn't work? What if she leaves you and your kids lose the culture and identity? What if she leaves Islam? And I'm just trying to trying to let him know it's not like that, because he didn't know my wife initially. My mom did. My mom knew her longer than he did.
Mm-hmm.
So after proving myself for 1 year, actually, matter of fact, I didn't even prove myself for 1 year. I just went for it.
You knew what you wanted though.
Yeah,
And also, Aleph is Aleph, innit?
Well, I had conversations with a couple of imams. Said, am I going to go against my dad if I want to do this? Like, he's not giving me a valid Islamic reason for it. Like, the sister, she's not doing nothing wrong. And they said, well, it's up to you. You're not doing nothing wrong going against your dad if he doesn't give you a valid Islamic reason. Is there anything wrong? I said, no. So I went for it. And when I told him, I want to go for it, he accepted it. It's almost like he waited the respect went up.
Yeah, he waited for you to make the executive decision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rather, if I was like to listen, deep it now, if I was just like to listen to him and not be a man about it, I don't know where I'd be today.
He'd probably think you're not ready, but you stood your ground.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that was the day that the level of respect from me from him went up.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
MashaAllah.
And I reckon if I didn't do that, looking back at myself now, I probably would have been a lost youth, probably. Because you hear these stories of people trying to get married or trying to do this, it doesn't work out, and you lose touch with yourself anyway. Because Anna's literally my first love. So if you don't get married to your first love,
it's given high school sweetheart.
It is.
You went to the same school and everything.
No, we were neighbours.
Oh,
We were actually neighbours.
that's nice.
She lived like 2 doors away.
Do you know how cute that is?
That is so cute.
Oh my
I've
God, that's
actually
so
known
cute.
Anna since I was 11.
Wow.
We moved to the.
Did you have a crush on her when you were young?
No, not even like that.
Yeah, it's like that.
Look at his face.
It's not even like that. She was my friend, man. She was my friend.
He was hardcore crushing. He was like, I'm going to marry this
But in a
girl
way,
from age 11.
In a way, it's nice because at least your family were familiar with her family. Because
Exactly.
they were just
That's what
2
made it
doors
easier,
down.
because our mums knew each other anyway.
Yeah, makes it
I knew
easy.
her dad, I
amazing.
knew her, you know what I mean? So it wasn't like in some difficult circumstances where people don't know each other. You know what I mean? And everything's like, who's this person? We knew of each other, but
Wow.
I still kind of hid it from my dad. You know, you kind of hide stuff from your dad still.
Yeah. Oh, that's
But
the
it was the
cutest.
transition of wanting to make it halal.
Yeah.
Like we were getting told by both our parents, just wait. And we were standing our ground saying no, because if you wait, this is just continue. It's going to continue to be haram,
Yeah.
and I don't want to do that.
See, but at 18 years old, to have that like fikr, like to have that that thought process of like, let's make it halal, let's make it okay, you was way more mature than your dad gave you credit for.
You never know what can happen. I've seen bad people break up. People like, just give up.
Yeah.
Especially when it's not, when you haven't had your nikah and you haven't like made it halal. It's hard. You gotta walk down the streets and hide. You gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta have these long conversations on the phone. You don't want to have a conversation on the phone sometimes. It's like, this is long.
Yeah. A lot of parents, they think the best time is after uni, so they tell them to wait.
Oh, that's the worst time.
Another 3 years, get
That's the
your
worst
degree.
time. I had a lot of like older friends who always told me like, don't wait. Uni can change you, make you or break you. Like
It
you
can,
can either go to uni religious and you lose all track of yourself, or you can go to uni the opposite and meet good people, and you're like, I mean, it's one of the other.
You never know what you're gonna find at uni. You never know. All kids from all walks of life, they come together, right?
And you're away from your parents. Some people it's like all of a sudden you went from that college to uni transition.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my
You
God.
can come to a lecture or not. It's up to you. All that stuff. The first year is mad, isn't it?
You see things. Trust me, I've heard stories.
When I was at uni
times.
and I moved out and I was in Portsmouth, I saw people go wild, like as in they probably were sheltered their whole
It was
life.
the first time like I see my own people, let alone other Muslims, move wild.
Yeah, me too. I saw my own
Because
people.
whatever you did when you're young, you kind of hid it. You never even showed your other friends. You know what I mean? You came from you're in a shell. So like, listen,
background, you know.
Even if you had that one friend you done a madness with, you like, we're not telling no one. You know what I mean? You can't tell no one. But you go to uni and everyone doesn't. No one cares.
Yeah. Because a lot of these kids, they lived a sheltered life. Or they have strict parents. As soon as they move out,
especially to a place where no one knows them.
Yeah. They run wild.
Literally, what I saw at uni, I was, gobsmacked.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, I'm an only child, innit? So I had a lot of freedom growing up. I used to do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. I had a lot of
I
freedom.
had no idea you're only child. So
Yeah, I'm an only child. I don't have any siblings. And also my parents are the same as you, from the East African background, like Kenya, Tanzania. So yeah, we speak Swahili at home. Even my cousins as well. If I was to marry somebody who's not Somali, it's already, that path has already been set in the family. Nobody's gonna turn around and be like, like, oh my God, this is the first. No, I'm not the first person, or the second, or the third, or the fourth, or the fifth, right? Put it that way. But no, that's incredible that you guys actually were first loves, and like you lived next to each other and you got to know each other and the families knew each other.
Very, very lucky, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah,
Allah
very
blessed it.
lucky, wallahi,
Been-
alhamdulillah, mashallah.
I've heard tough stories in it. I have friends who tried as well. I have had friends who really, really tried. I'm sorry, some girls are vicious, man.
Some guys too.
Some guys do, but some girls are vicious because when a guy, you know how hard it is for a guy to really open up, and really like. Some guys don't always open up, but when a guy really opens up and is really trying, and then I have a story of my friend got done dirty.
Oh man.
He was pretty much in, like, you can say, we don't do engagement, but you can say engaged. Everything was, talks were there, everything.
Yeah.
And then this girl ghosted him. So he's thinking maybe she's going through something. What's going on? 1 month goes, 2 months goes. He's like, no, this is bugging out. He's contacting her friends. They're saying, we don't know. We're not speaking to her. He finds out on social media she got married to someone else. He was a side piece. He was just there.
She should have just told him.
And since, I'm telling you,
the
bro.
way he put it.
Yeah, bro. Because it is. And like he's been broken for years now. Like this is origin villain story. This is when he lost all respect for women now after that.
Oh, he got traumatized.
That's
Now
it.
is he a big player now?
No, he just doesn't trust them.
Nah, he hates women.
Yeah, he just doesn't trust them anymore, man.
Oh, bless, man.
Damn. I'm sorry to your
And
friend.
he was sincere.
That's so deep.
I'm talking
so
about
sorry to your
a
friend.
brother that prays and he's sincere and everything. He got done dirty and he went down a little negative dark path.
Yeah.
That's so sad, man.
We're not all that bad.
No, not everyone. And alhamdulillah, I'm lucky. I found a good one. But
Alhamdulillah.
some people are lucky they find a good husband, but not everyone's like that. You have to be very wary, man.
You do. Even me, I'm divorced.
Yeah.
So it was all long on that front, wallahi.
Trust me.
But alhamdulillah, I have my daughter as well, who's 3.5. And that is the biggest blessing to come from anything, you know. I'm not mad at it. Alhamdulillah, I'll move on.
It's perspective, innit? It's how you look at it.
I'm not angry at men.
You can either hold on to your past or problems, whatever, or you move on and start fresh.
Yeah. But no, I understand how hard it is for men to open up, because us women, we're a lot more emotional. We're more in tune with our feelings and stuff like that. Whereas men, it's like, I don't cry. No, I'm a bad man.
Yeah, exactly. So
I don't cry.
If you're opening up to that one person, and you're like, yeah, you know what, she might be my wife, and just your feminine side comes out. You start talking about your emotions, your feelings, everything. You become soft around her, and then she does you dirty. You're like, oh, that's it. I'm not gonna be soft again.
Yeah.
No, but he can't close himself up like that. That's just one person, innit?
But imagine you've never opened up before.
Damn.
And you do it to that one person, and that's it.
You need to suggest therapy, because he might need to open up to other people, and then
no,
maybe
he's
he'll
spoken
get
to us
over
about
it.
it. He's spoken to us about it.
Yeah.
And I just, you try your best to give advice, but you know, he's tried again. It still didn't work. You know what I mean? Like, it's some people are unlucky.
Sad, man. Some people, do you know what? Cause everyone has a test, right?
I feel like in this generation, good guys do finish last.
They do. No, they do. That's the sad part as well.
It's weird. Like, not all women, but some women do like a bad guy. So weird. They do like a bit of a bad guy. And then when you're a good guy, some people get done dirty.
Why are you smiling?
And why is your head going down? Because some people like a bad guy, innit? But you got to realise...
I like the reformed bad guys, okay? I like the ones that are good now. I like the scary ones who are scary to other people and very nice to me.
Do you know what?
Those are the ones I like.
Do you know what I think the problem is? I don't think women have a problem with nice guys. If you're a genuine nice guy, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think the problem is when he thinks him being nice means that he's entitled to things. Does that make sense? So like he will use his niceness to be like, well, I did this for you and that for you. I'm better than these guys. This is that. And this is how you treat. Like, that's what we don't like.
Yes.
But if you're just a genuine nice guy and you're not acting up and pretending to be nice, I think women are fine with that. I think that's what the problem is. Do you know what I mean?
Right, but then how would you know?
How would you know? That's exactly it. How would you know?
Hard.
How would you know?
If anything happened to me and Anna right now, and they just say stop for Allah, like inshallah doesn't happen.
God forbid.
And we do. I don't think I could get remarried. Are you nuts? I've been married 10 years.
10 years.
Already, alhamdulillah. I've been married 10 years.
Wow.
This end of this year will be 11 years, yeah?
Wow.
You think I'm going to do that again?
That's
I got 4, alhamdulillah, I got 4 kids, but if you want to have another 4 kids with someone else, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I don't think I could process that again. I know some people be like, yeah, just get remarried and have kids again, but my ideology is if I get remarried and I have kids with another woman and now she has a brand newborn child of mine and I love this woman I don't love anymore, who am I giving my time to? My old kids or my new kids? Where's the balance now?
No, I hear
my daughter's
that.
growing up, she'll become 20. I'll be like, oh, yeah, you're independent, you don't need me, the baby needs me. You know, the relationships could become a bit tough.
I hear that.
I want to give my time, love and attention to my kids.
I hear that.
So having kids with more than one person, personally, it doesn't work for me.
No, I hear
Some
that.
people can make it work. Some people might say they have the finances.
Yeah.
I feel like when it comes to kids, it's more than finance.
I think it's different for men and women. Because a woman can have kids with 3 different people, and all 3 of her kids are going to be with her in her care, at her house. She's going to be with them, raising her children, you know? But for men, it's different because you're going to start a whole new household somewhere else.
Like, I like personally, I like to be around my kids. I like to talk to them. I like to find out what's going on. I want to guide them until they're old enough to guide themselves. I want to be there. So trying to have bare youths with different people doesn't work for me. It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
When am I going to be there in their life to guide them and help them?
It's crazy.
Everyone thinks like that as well.
I don't know how Nick Cannon does it, you know.
Nick Cannon got like 15 different households, bro.
He's got 10 baby mamas, I think.
That's mad. That is a madness.
There's no way he's spending time with those kids.
Different
Absolutely no way.
No way.
He's throwing money at them.
It's money.
12.
I think he's reached 12
with
now.
like 9 different women or something like that.
He might be Somali.
You think he might be Somali? He went on a business trip when he was
every month. Let's just say 1 kid was born every month. There's a birthday every month.
That's what I'm saying.
You mean you got to chill with one of them every month? Every year, one's graduating if they're born within 12 years.
But think about it. He's got enough money.
That's 12 weddings.
He's got enough money to...
money comes, money goes.
You know?
Money comes, money goes.
That's crazy.
He's got enough money to run it though.
I can't even imagine.
Child support. Them child support payments.
But he bust a system because of his 12th kid.
Apparently, when you go past 10,
you
don't pay no more.
Yeah.
You think that was? I think so.
Yeah, he did.
You're joking. Future's out here doing the same thing.
Yeah, I think
that's what they're trying to do. I think that's what the system is.
You don't pay any child support, or you don't pay any more.
I think after 10, you don't pay any.
I think they cracked the system.
You finesse the system. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that.
Do you know who I feel bad for? Mariah Carey.
Deep one, like, but she's got her own money. She's chilling.
No, but I know she's looking at him like, oh, I'm embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed that people are associating you
it's the Mariah Carey, man. He disrespected her, man.
Damn.
Anyways,
let's go back to topic.
How old were you when you had your first child?
Yes.
I just turned 20.
Were you in uni as well?
Yeah. That was tough.
Wow.
Yeah, that must have been tough.
That was tough.
Was your wife also studying?
No.
Okay.
She was working at the time. But that was tough, I'll be honest with you. I didn't realise how tough that was.
When you're in it, you kind of don't realise what you're going through. It's only in hindsight.
Once I left uni and I had my 3rd kid outside of uni and I had a bit more time with him, I realised how much time I never had with the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Anna says, like, no, you were there, I didn't feel like it. Because that uni lifestyle it's hectic, man.
Damn.
Oh my
that almost broke me, that uni lifestyle. Having a family. And because you're logging in as a dad when you come home. And then you're logging in as a student when you go to uni. Everyone around you doesn't have, especially when you're a young dad or young parent, for example, young mum, and people around you don't have kids. Your mental process is different. You could have a long night where you didn't sleep properly. You know what I mean? You got to think about, I need to get this for my kid at the end of the day. And other people are thinking about trainers. You know what I mean? You're thinking about how can I double up my money? I need to get more money this month.
Yeah.
They're thinking about going out and getting lit. So it was a different thought process.
And you said you have ADHD.
Yeah.
So that must have been even more difficult.
Oh, very.
I know because I have ADHD too, and we've spoken about ADHD on this platform so many times.
The amount of times you crash.
When
things get overwhelming, you just crash.
You completely crash. You
just log out. You log out.
Your brain taps out. Literally.
And people be asking you, like, what's wrong? You just don't want to talk to anyone. I just really don't want to talk right now.
Literally, your brain shuts
Whatever
down.
energy you have, you might use it to people you love, like your kids. But then anyone else, you have no energy. If you look at the phone, you're not picking it up.
Yeah.
I might even see my friend across the street and I'm busting a left, and I ain't got time to talk, man.
Yeah.
I ain't got no energy to talk to you right now.
Respectfully, man. I get it. Were you there at the birth as well? Like, how was that moment when, because I want to get the man's perspective. We've spoken to enough mothers now.
So many.
How was that like to see like your wife pushing out your child?
Scary.
The very first time. And you were only 20, right?
I had my first child at what? 27, 28? And I was shook. I can't even imagine having a child at 20.
It was scary. I think I didn't realize up until that moment when you watch your wife give birth, you don't realize how much they sacrifice for you.
Yeah.
And you don't deep it properly, because women die giving birth all the time.
Very regularly.
That thought process goes through your mind while you're there, while you're useless. All I do is give you my hand and you squeeze it more time. That's it. Bro, you know what's weird? As a man, and every man I've spoke to other dads, it's the most useless time of your life.
Yeah, you feel helpless.
The midwives don't chat to you. The doctors don't chat to you. They're all asking her if she's okay and everything. And you're just trying to wonder, like, Can I get some feedback? What's going on? They talk between each other. Like, it's so weird. Up until the moment the baby's born and you look at your wife and you know everything's okay, then you get a bit of relief. But up until then, the scream, like, I've never seen my wife scream like that in my life. I've never seen her go through pain like that in my life. You know what I mean? And then you hear your baby cry and you're like, is everything okay? Well, it's overwhelming. It's a beautiful process because you realize how valuable life is.
Wow.
But it's mad to me how you can go through that and everyone forgets and all of a sudden they hate each other. Isn't it? You can love someone, bring life into the world, everything's beautiful, and I don't know what happens in someone's relationship where all of a sudden people forget the sacrifice.
I'm just gonna side eye.
People forget, innit? But imagine I never cried in any of my kids' birth to my last one.
Why? What was the different about the last one?
I was older.
Wow.
I was older, and it's weird. At 29 compared to 20, when as you get older, your thought process of life and everything, you value things more, innit?
Yeah.
My last one was the first time I cried.
Wow.
Because I was like, I looked at her, give birth to my fourth child. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like it felt weird seeing her go through that again and again and again and again. Well, if you do it once or twice, you're like, okay, you're calm, you're young, you get fit, everything. The last one was hard. Probably the hardest pregnancy like I watched her go through.
Yeah.
And by the way, I also passed out. That was mad. And you know, that's before the baby came.
No.
Yeah, that was the first time in my life. It was mad. I've never passed. Listen, I used to do boxing. I used to spar, and I've never been knocked out. That was the first time I passed out in my life in general.
Oh my
No way.
I just remember. This is what I remember. I remember the midwives doing this like a service check. I don't know what it is. They always. I don't know. I've had 4 kids. I still don't know what these words are. Yeah. And when she comes in with a little blue glass, I want to go check you. And I was like, okay, I want to look this way. I don't want to see nothing. Because I know when I see blood and I see anything like that, I feel a bit wheezy anyway.
Yeah.
So I thought I was going to throw up initially.
Okay.
So she's just there. All you hear is, yeah, I'm checking the baby's head. Oh, I can feel the baby's hand. No. I'm like, holding my wife's hand. She's there like screaming. She's like, you okay? Are you okay? I said, yeah. I was there. Then she pulls it out. What? Like an idiot, what did I do? I look.
You looked up.
I look and I saw the blood and the blood cut, everything. I'm like, that's it. I felt wheezy. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to throw up. That's what I thought initially. That's what I felt like. I thought I'm going to throw up now. I was like, okay, deep breaths, Abdul. You're a man. Don't pass out. There's a midwife and there's a wife here. Do not pass out. Everything went black. I woke up on the floor like this with the midwife holding the paper and holding my head, saying, "Are you okay, sir?
Oh my
sir,
God.
are you okay?" I was like, "I fucking passed out."
That's joke.
She's like, "Yeah," and in the background, my poor wife still in pain. Fucking get up.
Yeah, she's looking at you like, listen, I'm the one in pain.
Yeah, she's like, get up.
Fucking get up.
She's like, fucking get up. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get up. Like, I stood up. She's like, don't get up too fast. I said, no, I'm fine. What happens to you after you pass out? Yeah, you get adrenaline, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I start sweating in 1 second. Like, I'm just dripping with sweat. I'm like, no, I'm fine. Or like head and stuff. She's like, go wash your face and come back. So okay, I went. I washed my face. I'm like, what's going on? Came back, and I can idiot. What did I do? I went to look again. I went, oh. And I said, okay, I need to go to the toilet. So I went to the toilet, washed my face. I tried to get out of my system. I came back. Every single time they were talking and they're putting their hand in, I'm like, oh, I'm getting dizzy. I'm getting dizzy. This is gonna be the pregnant. The baby's gonna make me pass out. So I'm going in to the toilet, putting water on my face. I'm coming back out. Luckily, there's like a little bathroom right next to it, so I wasn't like I didn't have to leave the room.
Bruh.
I'm going in. I'm coming out. I'm going in. I'm coming out. Last time I went to the toilet to wash my face, he's coming out. I said, okay, and I came and alhamdulillah, I was there. Perfect timing. I think that's when it all hit me and crashed. That's when I started crying. I thought, finally, like, it's over. It was been like 2.5 day labor. They were telling me the heart rate's going this, the heart rate's doing that. You start to worry, you know what I mean? Like, you don't eat properly, we were tired, we were stressed. Once it was over, alhamdulillah.
And I think also you've also got 3 other kids as well this time.
Yeah.
So it's not like your first child. You're worrying about your 3 other kids. So you're in a whole different...
Yeah, you're losing your wife. Imagine you lose your wife and you got 3 kids to raise.
Yeah.
It's scary.
4 now.
4 now.
Imagine that.
I know.
With a newborn.
Trust me.
How are you gonna breastfeed?
Right?
I know, it's mad, isn't it?
That's mad.
And this is why men don't give birth.
I swear.
This is why God gave women that. You know?
Honestly.
I'm telling you, some men don't want to be there. Sometimes respect it because look, I forced myself to be there. I almost passed out 3 times.
I think my husband would have passed out too because I gave birth during COVID and I was only allowed 1 birth partner. So I had to pick between my mum or my husband, and he was like, take your mum. And he was already distressed, and I was like, you know what? I need someone who's strong, so I'm going to take my mum.
I've seen horror films and gory stuff. I've seen stuff in it, but something about pregnancy that makes me feel a bit wheezy. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I'm a man and that's meant to be like an area where visually it's meant to be different, you know, in your heart. It's like, then you look at it being destroyed and you're like, whoa, I can't look at this place the same ever again after this. Because first 3 pregnancies, I never looked. First 3 pregnancies, I never looked. No, this is true. First 3 pregnancies, I never looked. I always keep my head up. I was looking like this way. The lights are nice, you know, I'm looking that way. Matter of fact, I took the gas and air one time. I was like, this is too much.
The gas and air's vibes, innit? Did you use that? Waved.
I got bare Snapchat videos of myself. And then the 4th time, I said, no, I'm a man. I'm 29 years old. I'm a big boy. Let me look. No. Guys, don't look. Don't look. It's
guys, look. Everybody needs to look.
Do you think that's why you cried? Because maybe the last time you decided to actually look and see what's going on. Do you think definitely. Maybe that's why you got more emotional?
Yes. And as I got older, I became more emotionally in tune. As when I was younger, I was trying to be a bad man. I'm tough. I don't cry. You know what I mean? As I got older, life experiences, you as a man, you become more emotionally in tune. I used to think I never used to cry when I was younger. I swear to God, I could have gone
like most men though.
All the things I've been through when I was young, I never cried. And I think like a couple of years ago, one time, stress levels were really high. I just broke down.
There's only so much you can take though, isn't there?
Yeah. These days, I ask my boys, sometimes we banter about it. I said, bro, when's the last time you cried, bro? We banter about it, like, just to talk about it. Oh, no, it's been a couple of months. You know, because you realize, bro, up until that 18 to 25 phase, most guys don't cry, you know? Yeah. They just hold it in their head and their heart, whatever they're going through. Because you just, like, it's a weird feeling. But eventually you crack.
From young, like, little boys are being told, you know, boys don't cry, you know, you're a big boy. Do you know what I mean? With girls, they're allowed to cry, but once you'll see a 5-year-old boy just holding in his tears because he's a boy. You know, he's not allowed to cry, and I think it's like conditioned from when you're a kid. Definitely.
So I think when I got older and I became more in tune with my emotions, it was easier to let that go. It was easier for it to come out and release.
Yeah.
Now I can't even watch a film if it's an emotional film and there's a dad who's doing something for his daughter. I'm like,
there's one film that you should not watch then because it's about the dad and the daughter. And he gets sent to prison. It's like a Turkish film. He gets sent to. I swear.
Don't do that to me.
When I watched that, I was like,
any film to do with anything to do with, I swear, anything to do with dad and daughters, I get too emotionally attached.
I cried my eyes out the entire 2 hours. I don't know what it's called. Maybe someone in the comments will put the comments down. But it's a Turkish film, and he gets sent to prison. And the dad's like, he's also autistic, so he can't speak. And then they manage to smuggle his daughter into the prison with it for him. And then she hugs him, and it's like, regardless of what your parent has, that's still your parent, you know?
Yeah.
It really reinforced that. And I was bawling my eyes out. Well, I was crying for like 2 hours.
There's something about dads and daughters as well. Like, I feel like, are you softer towards your daughter?
100%.
Compared to your sons?
Yeah.
I have to
Why is that though?
Because I am the first example of a man for her. I'm the first example of a Muslim man. I'm the first example of her love. I'm her first love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How I treat her, it's how I've learned over years. Because I never had a sister. I got female cousins, but not that close. You know what I mean? I might be close to 1 or 2, but even then, they're more like sisters to me. But I never grew up seeing my dad with a sister and knowing how my dad treated. I never had that. So it was first time when I had a girl, it really touched me. Then obviously I've done my research, I've done my Islamic research, and I've done psychological research and tried to, what can I do to be the best version of me for her?
Yeah.
And I realized as a dad for your daughter, you're the first love, you're her first protector, you're her carer, you're her guidance. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If I treat her to the maximum, this is the expectation she's gonna have of a man when she moves on.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If I'm out there slapping her, being rude, no love and attention, or I'm being scatty and saying you can do whatever you want, then she's gonna look for someone who says you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she probably raised her kids the way I've raised. You know what I mean? It passes on.
Yeah.
With my boys, obviously, I don't want to raise simpy boys. No way. The world is harsh. The world is not nice. I'll be honest with you. The world ain't nice.
Do you think this is why? Because it's going around in circles. Do you think this is why boys grow up and they hold in their emotions because they're told,
Don't
be strong. You have to be a man.
No, because I tell my son he can cry.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
And I give my son hugs and kisses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always tell him at home is your safe place.
Yeah.
I always tell him that. So you don't cry in front of them. Come here and cry next to me.
Yeah.
Don't show them, because if you show them the weakness, they won. So don't let them win there. Come home, then we can talk and you can let it out. Same way, like, you're an adult, you know, you go back to your partner, you let out everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you don't want people outside to win.
100%.
But at the same time, if I smother him and I give him everything he wants, or you want a car, here you go, you want these garms, here you go. By the time he goes to the outside world, you realize the world's not a nice place. He cracks, he breaks.
I hear that.
So I don't want to raise
I hear
weak
that.
sons that they're not ready. I want to tell them, like, people are not nice. I tell my kids every day, your teachers don't love you. They get paid to love you.
Do you know, that's different to what my mum used to tell me. Mum used to tell me, your ma'alin is like your mum. You need to respect them like you respect your mum.
Because I work in the school, so like,
Yeah.
some teachers are nice, don't get it wrong. Some teachers generally care for kids.
Yeah.
Some teachers get paid to do it.
You
Facts.
can always tell, and
Facts.
kids can always tell when a teacher is genuinely, you know, they genuinely care for the kids compared to the teacher who just wants to get that paycheck. Like you can tell.
You really can. Wallahi, you really can
And
tell.
teachers can make or break, you know, the course of your life, because there's certain teachers that I will never forget. And I'm
trust
almost
me,
30.
trust
Yeah,
me.
me too.
Like
I got trauma, I got things
in a
that
good way, and the good ones and the bad ones.
Same.
Me
Same.
too.
And I don't want that for my kids. So like I'm always having, you have to be so on job with your kids.
You really do.
And when you have a boy and a girl, it's tough sometimes, because you get my son saying, why do you treat her like that? I get my daughter saying, why are you treating him like that? And I have to
Sticking
explain
up for each other.
Yeah, but I have to explain to them. So because Soraya's older than Abdurrahman,
Yeah.
and I keep telling her, listen, like, you're stronger than him now. It's not going to be like that forever. She's like, no, it will. I said, no, Abba, it's not. He's going to grow up, you know, and he's going to hit you and it's going to hurt too. She's like, no. Women can be stronger than men too. And I'm like, yeah.
I love that for her, man.
I love that for her as
She's a
well.
strong girl.
Woman power.
She is a strong girl.
He said, wait till he grows up.
said,
He's going to hit you and it's going to
Yeah.
hurt.
And even him, I keep telling him, try your best not to hit her, because, you know, she might be annoying, but she's a girl. We don't do that. Don't lay a hand on her. Don't touch her. You have to protect. She's like, you have to protect her. She's like, what? She's older than me. Yeah, for now, but eventually you're gonna have to protect her.
Yeah.
They're only 1 year apart, so they're pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, that was tough as well.
1 year
Yeah.
apart.
Wow.
Yeah.
1
My
year
goodness.
apart.
But Anna gave birth twice in 1 year.
Whoa.
Irish twins. Is that what they call it?
January and
1
December.
year and 2 days apart.
Like one in January and one in December.
December.
Oh,
Just 2 days apart.
that
Soraya
must have been
I remember
tough.
Soraya was like 3 months, and we're like, yay, first baby. Yeah. So what? How long till the next one comes? Yeah, we should wait like 3-4 years maybe. They're like, boom, you're pregnant. I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm pregnant. I said, Soraya's only 3 months. It's only 3 months ago. The 40 days only finished 2 months ago. Like, what are you talking about? Like, again, like, yeah. And her mum looked at us like this, like, you guys just.
Oh,
Her mum looked at me like, you couldn't wait.
oh.
I mean, all right, Anna,
Her mum
Anna's strong.
looked at you like, are you
Yeah, she
serious?
looked at me like, you could not wait. You can't control yourself.
Oh my goodness.
Other people are looking at me like, you're such a Somali man.
That's typical Somali behavior, isn't
know.
it?
God.
One every year. Imagine some of them do one every year for like 7 years.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
And all their kids like year 11, year 10, year 9, year 8, year 7, year 6, year 5.
You see them on the bus. You see them on the 207.
The
you see them on
army, an
yeah, they come on.
army.
It's too much to handle.
I know someone who had kids every
mad.
year. She had 6 kids, I think, and every single birth was C-section.
Oh, subhanallah.
And the doctors
That's
keep
mad.
telling her, stop having kids.
No, but you can't do that though.
And she
you need to
continued,
wait
because
2
with
years, isn't
C-sections,
it?
it's 2 years you have to wait. Yep.
That's
There
wild.
was a time she was in coma as well, and that was for her
Allah.
first child, and they were like, you need to
Oh
relax.
my God.
Don't have another child, just take time.
They say
She
they,
continued to have child.
they told
every
Anna
year.
after her 4th kid that most women need to take it easy after number 4. That scared me. I didn't know that. Like, yeah, your body, it becomes harder to bear it. Doesn't matter if you're young or old, it just becomes harder to bear it after your 4th kid. You get a lot more blood loss.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that as well. I was like,
Didn't
yeah,
know
I
that.
think I'm done.
Oh my God.
Because that's a scary thought, man. I was like, how the heck did Ayo do 10? How
Bro,
did Ayo do 9 and
my
10 and 12?
Ayo did 12.
How?
My Aya did 12, and furthermore, she had like 3 miscarriages in between. No, she had one baby who he grew up, I think, to like 1 year old, and then he passed away. And then she had 2 miscarriages as well in between the 12.
She's still alive.
Yeah, she's still alive, but
12
she's
kids.
really old now. She's got dementia now, so she's really old and she's got fully dementia. It's so
12
sad,
kids,
man.
subhanallah.
She don't remember anyone now. It's just really sad, but 12. Can you imagine? And some of them are all like 1 year apart, 1 year apart, 1 year apart.
People
She
would-
couldn't even look after all of them. She gave 2 to her sister. She gave 2 to somewhere
Yeah,
else.
yeah,
She
yeah.
scattered them like this.
That
Wallahi.
happens. That happens a lot. It happened to my
She couldn't
grandma.
look after all of them.
Because you can't.
No, you really can't.
Because schools aren't free back in the days.
Nah.
nothing's free back in the days. You know what I mean?
She really couldn't. Her sister raised, I think, like 3 of her kids. Her cousin raised like 4 of her kids. She raised like 5 of her kids or something like that. It's just so many kids. Too many to count.
And back in the day, they didn't. I don't think they really believed in like contraception and that, innit?
Nah, they
There
definitely
wasn't,
a
didn't.
thing.
there wasn't family planning.
There wasn't, no.
There was no such thing.
I don't even think they even had condoms back then.
People even believe it's haram, no?
Grandma's
Straight up.
generation, what, early 90s? Not even 90s, early 1900s. I don't think they did.
No, 100%. 100%.
But I swear you're supposed to. There is a method. I know there's certain hadiths on it. There is methods on how you can family plan.
I didn't know that, wallahi.
I've done my research, bro.
Wow.
I know there's certain hadiths on how you can family plan because there were people back in the days that only had 6 kids. Wow. And they were married, you know what I mean? Like, but we're Somalis. I think there's a pride in having a lot of kids.
Yeah,
well.
Legacy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like carry on the qabil.
Yeah, I think there's a pride.
If you say you only want one child, they look at you like you just killed
Just
their family
one.
member.
Even
Yeah.
me, when I say I'm an only child, they're like, in your mum's generation, she only had one. And I'm like, yeah. And you only have one?
The reason for that was just
No, it's just happened like that. It just, qadar Allah, it just happened like that, wallahi. It literally just happened like that. She wanted more. She had a
because I only have 2 brothers as
I
well,
think my
so
mum
I
had a
come from a small family
miscarriage.
too.
Yeah, I think my mum had a miscarriage before she had me. But then I could have potentially had one sibling. But it didn't happen. It wasn't written, you know?
Yeah, it happens.
Wasn't
I
written.
have a cousin who's a single child as well, so I know.
It wasn't written. But I had a great life while I'm living the life. And mine, if I don't end up getting married again, which I probably will, but if I don't end up having any more kids, right, I'm okay with
It's what it
one.
is, isn't it?
Well, that is what it is. One is great.
You shouldn't be competing with anyone.
No,
really.
at least I have one, you know. Some people don't have
Shouldn't
any, you know. Some people really want a kid and they can't, you know. But I'm
It
grateful,
depends on you.
alhamdulillah.
Like, me personally, I love kids, especially when they're mine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just, if you have that in you and you have the mental strength and the capacity to do it, do it. If you don't have it in you, don't force yourself to do it. Simple.
Facts.
Yeah.
If you feel like 2 is enough, you feel like 1's enough, khalas, man, be happy with
Facts.
yourself. I don't like this competition thing where people are like, oh, I want to be just like you, bro. I said, no, you don't. Because if you want to do what I'm doing, you got to be ready to grind,
Facts.
sleepless, you know what I mean? Have a lot of
Facts.
time. You can't just dump them on your wife and go do your thing. Like,
Yeah.
alhamdulillah, I try to be an active dad.
Yeah.
But being an active dad is very tiring.
It is very, very tiring.
I barely see my friends sometimes. You know
At
what I mean?
least you're young though. Imagine some people try to do that when
no
they're
way,
old.
no
You're
way.
just like 30, just 29, 30. Like you're young.
That's why I always say, alhamdulillah, I'm doing it now because
Yeah.
I'm tired now. So I can't believe how tired I'd be if I was older.
At least now your body's able to regenerate itself better. It's more efficient. It's more like, you know, your cells are, when you sleep, you actually sleep. If you're like 40, you're not going to be able to do this no matter how many supplements and vitamins you
doesn't matter what you
take.
take, no matter how much you train. You need
you're,
more rest.
you need
At that
longer
age.
time. Damn.
And then there's also maybe another thing that made me want to have kids early is me and my dad, the age gap is mad.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I love Arbo, and he tried his best, there were a lot of difficult times because you come from, what's the age gap between me and my dad, bro? It's like almost 50 years, 45 years.
Subhanallah.
Yeah. Well, my dad was like 45 when I was born.
Wow.
So by the time you become a teenager, your dad's in his 60s.
Oh wow.
And he's trying to tell your dad, I want to get these trainers. And he's looking at it like, what do you mean get these trainers? We're going to Shoe Zone right now. We're going to pick this up. You know what I mean? Like, you're having these clashes with your dad because your dad is not in tune with the current times. And you're like, yeah, it was tough, especially for my younger brother. When we got older, we got mature. We understood him, alhamdulillah. So, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it
Are you
worked
the
out.
oldest?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're oldest out of two.
Wow.
Three, sorry.
Yeah, you have a youngest brother, and then there's Abs in the middle.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Wow.
That's why Abs has 2 boys as well. So that's why we both became young dads, I guess, because
That's mad.
we experienced having an older dad, and we're like, yeah, it was hard.
SubhanAllah.
We're not saying not all dads are like that,
Yeah.
but for our experience, it was a bit tough.
Yeah, because now you're not even 30 and you've got 4 kids. I mean, you got it out of the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Alhamdulillah.
it's good in a way.
Alhamdulillah.
But then it's weird because sometimes I sit there and I'm deep and like, wow, when I'm 60, my daughter's 40. She could be my sister. She's deep like.
That's
Be your
lit
younger
though.
sister.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'll be walking down the street with her like she could be. You won't think that's my daughter.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And my son will be 39.
How is it like having more than one? Because
Oh, you have more.
does it get easier or worse? I want to hear from your perspective.
Okay, the truth is, you might feel like you're schizophrenic sometimes. You got different personalities for each kid.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Because not all kids are the same. No way any of all your kids are the same. You know what they say.
I never thought of it like that though. He said schizophrenic.
Yeah, because
wow.
you like I have to pattern each of my kids differently.
Okay.
I can't use the same sturdiness or toughness on each one of them. One of my kids could be more skin than the other one could be mischievous. The other one could be a good
That's
liar.
true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's true.
And when people ask me sometimes which one of your kids do you love the most, I said you love all of them equally, but you raise them differently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You definitely raise them differently.
Mm-hmm.
I know, 100% as a parent, when you have more than one kid, you know who's going to be successful or who's going to be a leader. You know who you're going to worry about, because you know what? Not because they're dumb or something, because who's the most mesquine one. Like your heart is so soft, I have to take care of you. And then you know who's going to be a fighter. Yeah, you're going to cause a bit of problems, so I need to control you a little bit because you like to bark. So I need to control you. You know this as a parent. Deep down, you know this. Doesn't mean that you don't trust any of your kids. You just know.
Yeah.
And I think that's why certain parents are more comfortable, let's just say, with one of their daughters getting married, another one they're more protective because they've known how you are initially. You think your parents don't know you, they know you.
They know you, yeah, they do.
A lot of the times people think their parents don't know them because you're old, you're not from this generation, you don't know me. Well, they raised you, they know exactly who you are.
Yeah, they know.
That's mad. That's very mad.
So when they're all together, obviously I can be a fun arbor and be a relaxing arbor, but there is a limit to everything.
Yeah.
And I talk to them as a whole. I don't keep one hidden around the corner. And I talk to them as a whole so they can hear it.
Yeah.
But
Wow. You have like family meetings.
With the kids all the time.
That's amazing.
You
sit them all down. You lot all sit down. It's time for our family meeting.
Yeah, we do. You have to be involved, man. I don't want it to be, I don't know, man.
That's amazing.
I don't want it to be like dysfunctional.
Yeah, of course, of course.
I want to keep them close forever.
Yeah.
So I want this to be like a thing as we get older.
Yeah.
Because you see a lot of people get old, like, I don't know about like other generations, older generations, aunties and uncles don't talk. And I always found it mad. How the heck are you brothers and sisters and you don't talk? Yeah, he done this to me 15 years ago.
Yeah, it's mad.
I said, my brother punched me in the face yesterday. Like, I'm still chatting. You know what I mean? Like, I had fights with my brothers. I still talk to them. But
I've never had beef with my siblings that's like that deep.
Yeah, I've seen
even
people
if my
who
sister
hate their
pisses me
siblings.
off, we'll be chatting again in 5 minutes. Like
yeah, the older
just get
generation
over-
holds
Yeah.
grudges.
You have to be like that.
Yeah.
You I've seen people who, even in this generation,
They hold
who
grudges.
hate their siblings.
And usually
Like,
I can hold a
literally hate
grudge,
their
but I can't
siblings.
hold a grudge with my siblings.
That's
Because
no, man.
do you know
That's
what I mean? I
I'm
can't.
sorry, that's haram.
Well,
That
I
is
can't
haram.
relate, right? Because
Your
I don't have any
sibling.
siblings in it. But wallahi, I feel like if I had a sibling, me and this sibling would be like this.
Yeah.
Like actually like this. Like, we would be the best of friends.
Do you think... Well, how many siblings do you have, by the way?
3.
3.
I've got one older sister, 1 year older, and 2 younger brothers.
Do you think when you have like a big family, it can be tough? Bigger than like coming from a family of 4? Do you think when you come from 5, 6, 7, it can be tough because you can have an older sibling who's too old to get a relationship with the youngest one now? Like, he's left the house.
It's
he's
like
gone.
that with my younger brother.
Do you know what I mean?
Because my sister, with 1 year apart, so we grew up together. And then my brother, he came when I was 4. So us 3, we were able to grow up together, go to school together. The youngest, he came along when we were like 11, 12 years old. So we already entered like the teen years and he was just born. So he was always the one that was a bit like left behind. Even till this day, like he's just in his room playing games. I've already moved out. My brother's moved out. My sister's
So
busy
the
with
relationship
work.
is different, isn't it?
Completely different. And with this one, like the last born, my mum's also busier
So you get a bit more
than
time
she
to
was.
yourself.
Yeah, she had way more time with us. But now my mum's got business. She's always out.
He's basically
And
an only child.
He's literally just in his room. You won't even know he's in the house.
He's like me. He's basically an only child.
he
'Cause that was
literally
me.
is like an only child.
That was
Yeah.
literally my childhood growing up. Like I was doing things by myself, like living by myself. My mum was busy.
He
Like
went
she
to
had
school
work.
by himself.
Yeah. Same.
I was taking him to school and I was going to college. I would
Is it almost
on
like
the
an
way.
auntie relationship rather than a sister
a
relationship?
little bit, yeah.
Because I'm thinking like that with my daughter now, with my youngest.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at how different it is. I'm like, because there's like a 10-year age gap.
Wow. Yeah. How old is your oldest?
She'll be 10 in December, inshallah. So like, and Isa was just born in April. So it'll be almost like pretty much like a 9-10 year age gap. So I'm thinking about like, rah, when this kid's 20, going to uni and stuff, you're 30, you probably have your first kid by then.
Yeah, that's mad. That's mad.
That is mad.
And she's already hands on.
That's crazy.
She's already hands on. So like the relationship is so different compared to him and Adam. Adam's is 5, and they're probably gonna grow up together. Alhamdulillah, this is 2-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had Abdul, Adam's got Isa, so it kind of works out in a way.
Yeah.
But then I do know people that come from bigger families, like 9.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, I got older brother, but I don't chat to him. I'd be like, why? But you just didn't grow up together. You know what I mean? Like the relationship's different, and they don't like their older brother telling them what to do because they know you're not my dad.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you're not mom, you're not dad. Don't
But they're
come
old
push-
enough to be your dad.
Exactly.
My husband's like that too. He's got brothers who are in their 40s and 50s. And he was the last
Wow.
born. So he doesn't, it's almost like when he chats to them, it's like, it's not even a brotherly kind of way.
Just
It's like
respect. It's
respect.
respect,
He's like my dad kind of
Yeah.
vibe. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's really mad, you know. Now that I think about it, when I'm that age, I wonder if my kid's gonna have loads of kids. I wonder if she's gonna have just one. I wonder if she's not gonna have any. Like, does it not make you like
Yeah,
think? I wonder what my
100%.
kids are gonna, where it's gonna go.
You just never
You
know.
try your best until they get until they're of age. All we can do is try our best.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they get to that age where they're fully independent, their books start. Allah's judging them for themselves. Just kick back, man. 'Cause at the end of the day, they got to experience it for themselves.
Yeah.
My daughter was having an argument with her brethren the other day outside, and she called me saying, "Can you speak to her mum?" And I said, "No, go sort it out." And I was watching from the window like this. You know, you watch like that. You know that parent? I watched from the window like this. Yeah, I watched from the window like this, and then it got a bit peaked because I just saw water getting flinged out, and then I said, "Oh, it's right, come inside now." And I said, "You're gonna go?" She's like, "You're gonna talk to her now?" I said, "No, I'm not talking to your friend. And I'm not talking to your friend's mum because I'm a dad, and if I come, so it might be intimidating and stuff.
Yeah.
Wait for your mum to come and talk." So I got Anna to go outside and talk. They squash the beef. They're friends now. But I want them to deal with the social issues by themselves. Not always, daddy, come save my day, or mummy, come save my day.
Yeah.
And I go sort out with your friend. Because what she was trying to do was, she brought her brethren over. She goes, my friend wants to speak to you, Abel. All right, go on. Her friend spoke to me. Yeah, we're not friends with this person anymore. And we don't want to be. I said, no, don't do that, girls. Don't do that.
There's going to be a lot more.
Yeah.
Girls are like that.
I've never had as much friendship drama like with my son compared to my daughter.
Yeah.
Oh my life. Every day there's a new best friend. Every day there's, I'm not talking to this person. I'm like, you girls are just long.
Girls are fun.
Me and my sister used to come home with a different story each day to my mum. This girl did this to me. This girl did that to me. Like
Oh my days. I never knew how early it starts, you know. I'd be like, so where's your friend? Where's your friend so and so? I don't know. I'm not talking right now. I says, what do you mean you're not talking right now? What happened for you to not be talking? You're in year 4. What is going on? Oh, in the playground they done this to me, so I'm not talking to them right now. And I noticed, like with little girls, you like to put on a little act. So like, my son, I'm like, how's your day? He'd be smiling saying, yeah, it was a bad day, but you know, it's all right. My son would be like that. Rather, my daughter's
So
like,
cute.
my daughter's like, how's your day? I'm like, oh, don't do that. I know there's something wrong. Come here. Do you want a hug?
We're emotional,
they're
man.
so dramatic. Like, little girls are so dramatic. I swear to God.
Us women,
That's
man.
so cute. Your son's smiling. He's like, yeah, I had a bad day.
Yeah, literally,
what
it's
it
fine.
is.
Yeah, they didn't talk to me, but you know, it's okay. I told the teacher anyways, and that's
He's
fine.
so
Like,
cute.
he's so carefree.
Oh, man.
He's so carefree, man. Boys are really carefree. Like they might get bothered by something, but they just something will distract them so quickly, and they don't think about it. But what with my daughter, she'd be deep in it. Deep in it. You girls emotionally, you grow up so quick,
Yeah.
so quick.
People
Girls are
say,
so different.
I've heard it many times where people say it's easier to raise boys. Like I'm talking about
It's
like
easier to raise boys
toddler
when they're young.
stage.
When
Yeah.
they're young.
Are they easier?
When they're young, they're easier. In the teenage years, they get harder because that's when everything kicks in for them.
Yeah, but that's when you've got to have like a firm hand, otherwise
when
they're
they wanna
gonna end up
That's when they want to prove if they're a
going
man.
left
Am I a
and-
bit?
yeah.
Like, bro, I have
peer pressure.
I have a friend who's 19. Yeah, a very close friend of mine. And he keeps saying to me, "Yeah, man, you know, chin, bro. You know, but I'm a man. You know, I'm a man." I was like, "Bro, you're 19. You ain't got family. You ain't got nothing. Like, you're 19. You're adolescent. You're not a
Yeah.
man." But people be 18 thinking they're men. I used to think I was a man when I was 19.
Damn.
I used to feel like, no, don't disrespect me. I'm a man. I'm 19 years old. How many people haven't paid bills yet? Like, people don't experience no real life struggle till
So
after
funny.
25. Like,
No credit score.
what's council tax? Ask them what's council tax.
Mad.
They don't even know.
That's mad.
Oh, it's just something my mum pays.
Like,
know.
you know, like, some people still think water's free. They don't know their water bills.
Yeah. There's that Thames water bill.
Thames
Yeah,
water.
they don't know about that.
Quarterly bill, the one
Yeah,
that
I
comes every 3 months.
You know what I mean? Like, I was telling my daughter about that. I said, you know, we got to pay for that. She's like, but we have to pay for water? I was like, yes. And then she's like, but 70% of the earth is water. I said, I know, it's stupid, isn't it? But we got to pay for water.
She's got a good point, you
I
know.
know, they do.
Water
They
should
do.
be free though, for real.
It should be free. You know what? Yeah, legally they're not allowed to stop your water if you don't pay the bills.
Shouldn't tell me that.
I swear.
No, legally they're not allowed. It's gonna rack up. It's gonna affect your credit score, but they can't shut your water off. So you'll still have water.
How do you know this?
How do I know this? Because my old landlord never used to pay the water bill, and we always had water.
He's a G. Big up your old landlord, bro.
Yeah, when I was in uni, that man never paid the water bill. Literally, we'd get like water bills from was it Southern Water or something? I don't remember what it was, but
You found the loophole, innit?
yeah, it used to come through. And then one day I must have asked someone at uni, I was like, oh, do you lot pay the water bill? They were like, yeah. Some of them was like, no, I don't pay the water bill. Legally, they can't shut it off. I was like, really? No wonder he doesn't pay the water bill.
That's it.
That man don't pay the water bill.
Damn.
I looked at it one time, it was like £400. I was like, £400? How long did you not pay it for? Because it's like, what, £30 every 3 months? It's not a lot of
That's
money.
long, man. When you get older, you realise.
How many bills are...
Oh yeah, the bills.
I'm
There's
telling
always
you.
something.
It's always something.
Do you guys pay for TV license?
No, I don't
Yeah,
pay
I
for TV
do.
license.
I pay every time. I pay my TV license. Any of those TV license people watching right now,
Yeah, same.
I pay.
I don't pay TV license because I don't have a TV. So
Do you know what pissed me off? Is when one time I tried to say, I don't watch TV, I only play video games because that's literally what I do.
yeah,
You still have to pay.
no, you don't.
You still have to pay.
You don't.
You
I
still.
swear it's
You
only if
really
have
don't.
BBC.
You only have
'Cause
to
if you ha-
pay
'cause
if
I-
you watch the BBC channel and if you watch
tried
live
it.
TV.
I tried it. They said you still have to pay because you can
You
actually
don't.
watch shows on your PlayStation 2.
What?
No, but that's if you do and if it's live. If you're watching reruns, like you're
Yeah.
watching it, the recordings, you don't have to pay
bare
it.
loopholes, innit?
No, wallahi, you don't have to pay it. Go on their website
Mm-hmm.
and write down, I don't watch live TV and tell
You
them
know,
that
they ask
you're...
you. You know when they ask
you
you
don't pay for it.
on BBC iPlayer.
Yeah, they ask you on BBC
When
iPlayer.
you jump on, do you have TV license?
You just say yes, it works. Yeah.
Do you know what they did to me one time when I lived in Birmingham? Oh, wallahi, I never knew how on job they were, yeah? I was in Birmingham and we were watching, what's that show with the police officers?
Crime Watch.
No, there's another one. I forgot the name of it.
Cops, isn't it?
It's the
The UK
Line
one.
of Duty. We were watching Line of Duty. Such a good show, right?
I've heard of that.
But we were watching it as soon as it was coming out, like on live, but on the laptop. Did I not get a letter from TV License saying, you watched this episode, that episode, this episode, that episode, 5 episodes of Line of Duty on live TV, you need to pay TV License.
That's kind of scary though.
They knew everything
They
that I
were so,
watched.
do you remember when
Yeah.
when it first came out, TV license? Remember how on job they used to be? How they used to come
I
knock
don't
on
even
your
remember.
Bang on your
They used
door
to
like
knock on
Jehovah's
your
Witnesses.
door. I swear to God.
7 o'clock in the morning.
They used to be
Bop,
knocking on
bop,
your
bop,
door.
I don't remember
Like,
that.
they come with your full government name and everything.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's answer the door. My dad used to be like, go answer. Say I'm not here. Say I'm in Africa. So I answer the door. He said, hello, is Mr. So and so here? I said, no, he left me. He's in Africa. I don't speak to my dad. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'll come back.
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
our boy's gone. Don't worry.
That's true.
Yeah, literally.
Goodness, I don't even remember
They
that
knew
still.
everything that
They
I
used to be on
watched. I
job.
couldn't believe it. Wallahi. And then I said to them, look, I don't have a TV. You can come check if you like. I don't have a TV. And then I signed out of what's it called? BBC iPlayer. I finished the season anyway, so I'm not bothered.
It's TV license. Bills. All these bills. All this stuff.
It was a long man.
People have no. Some of these kids have no idea.
I don't even want to ask what your
I
bills
never
are
had-
like
I
having
never-
4 kids. I really don't even want to ask. But that must
You
be
manage.
long.
It's long, but you. To be fair, I'm being very honest. I'm put hands down. Anna has great money management skills.
Mashallah.
She's my accountant.
That's amazing.
It just works better that way.
Yeah.
When they say that your money is her money, there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Because when I tried to say, nah, I'll do everything, it didn't work out. I said, you know what? It works better if you do it because well, as a man, your brain's always ticking. Thinking of the next big thing. What can I do? I need to get this money up. I need
Yeah.
to do this. Or my kids need to go Quran. Or one day, inshallah, you know what I mean? You're always ticking, and sometimes you forget. Feel like little things, like you might have a little bill you need to pay. You just forget.
Yeah.
And I always notice with her, she never forgets. She's always on job.
Women are better at stuff like that, though, to be honest.
swear.
Yeah.
And that's why even like family like, historically, the women always tend to protect the husband's money, deal with the
Yeah.
husband's money. Husband will, because who are you gonna trust better in your life with your money than if it's not your wife? Though modern Western ideology is like, be careful, bro. She's gonna take half your
She's
money.
a gold digger.
Yeah, she's gonna take half your money, bro. No. But I'm like, bro, I got married Islamically, so there's no prenup. Like, when you divorce, you take what's yours, and that's it.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about too much. Some people listen in to like this Western theory of kids are expensive, wife is expensive, this is expensive, to the point where people are scared to get married. People are scared to have kids.
Yeah.
They're thinking, is it not expensive? I said, what's not expensive? I said, you're not expensive yourself.
Yeah.
True.
deep it sometimes. Like, you're not expensive yourself.
I'm very expensive, wallahi. When I spend money on myself, sometimes I look back and I'm like, did you really just spend that amount of money on Amazon?
Yeah.
Do you know, even just the other day, I spent £200 on Amazon and I was like, and it was all stuff for me.
Do you not ever think it stems from, well, personally for me, it stems from, like when I was younger and I had bad money management skills, it's from not being used to having a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like not growing up with like a big allowance, or not growing up having like or anything, and all of a sudden you're getting paid and you're like, bro, I don't know what to do with this. What do I do? What do people do? You spend. Oh, okay, let's go spend. Every Friday night, let's go out. We need a motive. Why? Because I got money in my pocket. So isn't that what you do?
Yeah.
Like we never really discuss money.
We're not taught it at schools.
We're not taught, even within the family, we're not really taught money management.
Yeah.
What to do, where should it go, how to invest. You're never really taught any of this. You just get told save. Shako, save. That's it. And so you're thinking, but then you get bored, like, you know what? I can get lit this year. I'll start saving next year. I live with Hoya right now. It's calm. And before you know it, one of my cousins got married last year. He's like, bro, all those years I was messing about, I regret it now. Because now he's calculating how many years he's been working.
Yeah.
Like now he's turning.
What he's got to show for it.
Now he's turning 29 in August. And he's like, bro, I've been working for like 10 years.
Wow.
Like no kids, no nothing, under my mum's roof, and I barely have anything to show for it.
Wow.
Because I've been too busy going on holidays, living my life, doing this and that, thinking the next check is coming.
Yeah. SubhanAllah.
And some of us don't deep, bro. We're first generation immigrants. Like some of us, we don't come from a generational wealth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't deep that funerals cost money. You don't deep that
weddings
cost money.
So you know, like, scary,
you don't deep it, you know what I mean?
Wallahi, do you know how scary that is? The fact that you really don't know when you're gonna die, and when you do die, it's gonna cost like £3,000, £4,000, £5,000. I know someone who has a funeral fund.
If you have debt as well, your family have to pay that. Like,
that's crazy.
Before you get buried, you know them ones.
Yeah.
Like it's
SubhanAllah.
Whatever debt you have, it has to go. All of that.
There's people who have funeral funds who actually save up and say, look, if I die today, this is my £4,000-5,000 to bury me, because they're taking that burden off their family's shoulders.
Exactly.
And we don't deep that. We don't think about that.
Yeah.
You know, recently someone sent me a link for a book, right? And it was like an audiobook of The Richest Man in Babylon. I don't know if any of you have read that, but I was listening to it. Wallahi, like the person, he tells the story about how he became the richest man in Babylon, right? And he said he was given the advice to, whatever money you get paid, take a portion of it, 1/10 of it, for yourself. Like, essentially you're paying yourself. Right? So now when I get paid, I take 1/10 of that and I put it in my savings account, because I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be the richest man in Babylon, but I'm going to adopt this ideology, right?
Of course.
And he said if you did that for a year and you had discipline, in 1 year you'd have enough for like maybe a paycheck or two, right? And then that money you can invest somewhere else and let that money grow for you.
That's so true. I have friends who started young. I have a friend. We used to think he was weird.
Swear.
Because he started in college. He was always on job, this guy. We don't speak right now, but I'll never forget him, because I remember one time just after college, first year uni, and I don't know why he showed us his savings account. I was bamboozled. I was like, what? How the heck do you have this much money? And we're only 19.
How much was in his savings account?
He already had like 30 bags.
Bruh, how?
He always worked, and his parents never took a penny from him, so he always saved, and he's always had his money there. And he always worked, and he never, like, weekend, whatever time he had, while the rest of us were busy enjoying ourselves, he was out there grinding.
Allahumma barik.
And he kept going to the point where,
wow.
by the time he was doing uni and he finished, he can like ease off a bit now. He's got good savings. You know what I mean? And now he can enjoy himself after uni. While everyone else is like,
he can even pay off his student debt.
If he wants, probably did. I don't know. But now he's cooled off. He literally did, like, everyone else is like, I need 2 jobs now.
Mad.
I've been getting lit for so long. I've been living my best life, and this finance car is not going to pay itself. And then I got this and I got that.
Yeah.
Other people are being smart, man. Other people are being really smart with their money. But alhamdulillah, he was lucky to have parents who guided him like that.
Yeah. Do you know Somali people? Do you think that like our mentality regarding our children like is wrong? Because I've heard women say, "Oh, I'll just have like 10 kids, and then when I'm older, they'll just fund my life."
That's wrong.
They expect their children to give them money and to like give them their entire paycheck sometimes.
It's wrong.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's wrong.
It's definitely wrong, because
that's how we're so stagnant, you know?
We're slowing down our community.
Our growth as a community.
I'm not saying sadaqah is bad. But like, how many times do people have parents who send hella money back home but never to the kids?
Yeah.
You don't invest in your kids. You don't help your kids out.
Yep.
Instead, you're telling them, no, you finish uni, go work, man. You got your stuff. I need to help. You know what I mean? Or the people that you're sending money to back home also have kids.
Mm-hmm.
And even that whole like sending money back home thing, like some people need it. Some people are living off you.
Yes.
It's ruining the community back home.
Yes.
Some people are just chilling.
No, yeah, I'm telling you.
Some people
I've been back home before. I'm telling you, people you don't even know will be queuing up. Oh, I'm so and so, his cousins, husbands, sisters. Give me $20. You know, you don't even know them, but they hear that you're in town and they're like, oh, let's go and take money from that person. I've been there before. Like I've seen it with my own eyes, and like it's got to a point where my mum, all her cash was gone, and she was like, I'm out, man. Like I'm done. I can't give out any more money.
Obviously, there's deeper situations, there's government, there's politics and stuff, but
yeah.
So what could we do here to help our kids? Because I don't want to see the Somali people be working class forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm first generation immigrant here, and obviously what I'm seeing with the younger kids is like they're going backwards.
Wallahi, we are. They are.
You're going backwards. I'm that generation. I'm seeing Somalis become nitties now. I'm seeing Somalis, but you never see this back in the days. You know what I mean?
Oh
like,
my God.
I'm seeing people
wow.
like you see your own Somali people become alcoholics and nitties and stuff. It's sad. It's disheartening.
I saw a Somali lady who was a nitty in Birmingham, and I was shocked. Like, she actually said to me, Walalo, kale.
Yeah, bro.
£2 is see. I was like,
it's mad. I'm not saying they never existed, but
I feel bad because they're Somali. You feel like you gotta give them the £2, you know them
I
ones.
had one guy come up to me yesterday, man. Baba, please, assalamu alaikum, please, I want to eat. I said, hi, if you want to eat, let me help you. No, just give me the la'arg. I said, no, I can get you the food.
Yeah,
you can get the money.
I do that as well. I'll take you to get food. Most of the time, when you say that to them, they say, nah, I don't want it then.
Yeah, because a lot of them are not homeless.
So sad.
It's all drug related. It's all, you know what I mean? It's all like this issue with our community where someone goes down a bad path, everyone just leaves them. What's Gaddafi, you know what I mean? Like, he's a gangster, he's alcoholic, he's this, just leave them. There's no help for that person. And I've seen this too many times. Like, I've seen someone get, like, how do I say it? Growing up here, how many Somali dads, the older men in the community would watch the youth shot and sell drugs and never say nothing? And you think you're not going to be held accountable for in Yom Qiyamah?
Yeah, that's
saying
mad.
you watched this young boy do something and you didn't even utter a word. That's mad. To the point now where the uncles are scared of the young youths. Because these kids now are brave.
Wow, they're all these Rambos and all these things. They're brave.
When I was young, I used to see a Somali auntie. I just felt like that was my auntie. I could not do nothing around her.
Yeah, Heshod back in the day.
Or if I get caught doing something, I used to feel such aib, you know, like, oh my days, there's an Abti and there's a Habriara there. Like, oh my God. It's like scratching us. I'm scratching myself now thinking about it. Oh, you just see me. Oh, the message in 3 days' time. Who's going to get a phone call? You know what I mean?
Right.
No one cares.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad.
No one cares. And now with social media as well, what Somalis are doing on TikTok shocks me. Every day. And every day I'm like, Alhamdulillah, I was raised before social media.
I
swear to God.
I have to tell my wife, it's not like this, I swear. I swear, we're not like this.
Somalis are not like this.
I tell my wife, we don't do this. I tell my wife, Somalis are not like this, I swear.
No, that's so funny. He said,
cringe.
no, they're not always like this.
They're not like this, man. This wasn't how when I was growing up. It wasn't like this, bro.
It must be mad though, being married to someone who's not Somali, because like you don't have that. You don't have the inside jokes and like, do you know what I mean? Because Somalis, we have that in Somali, yeah.
But
like,
you could teach us
things
Somali.
Somalis people like. That's
you know
how they
what?
communicate.
You know, it was for me. It was the deen was more important first.
Okay.
I've never, like, as much as I love who I am and my people, I've always had being Muslim has always been like the number one on my list. And then at the same time, growing up in London from a very young age, I wouldn't say I'm English, but you have that that British culture that we all understand. You know what I mean? That London culture, doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter if you're Afghan, doesn't matter if you're Chinese, doesn't matter if you're Jamaican, there's a London culture we all understand.
Yeah.
And I think because of that, and also being Muslim, we get along very well.
Amazing.
If it was a sense of I just came off the boat yesterday, it wouldn't work.
That's a whole different.
Wallahi, it wouldn't work. It really wouldn't work. It really wouldn't work. And that's the same as if you now, as a Londoner, was to go back home and find a girl from back home. It wouldn't work either.
And alhamdulillah for Anna, she had Somali friends. She grew up she went to school in Fulham. She grew up around the community anyway. So it wasn't like I'm the first Somali she met. It wasn't never like that.
Yeah.
So it kind of worked out.
That's
but some people do say to me like, oh, like, I don't know. They like to be, isn't it weird?
Yeah, but how
I
can
said
it be weird though?
like, I'm an individual. Even my friendship group is mixed.
Yeah.
If you come from, which is up to you, and there's not a problem with it. If you come from a background where all your friends are Somali, you know what I mean. You only chose Somalis. You know what I mean. You tattoo that flag on your chest. You love it, and that's you. That's perfectly fine. But it won't work for you to marry outside of that, because if you love it that much, then you need to be around it that much.
Yeah.
I love it, but I love my deen more. So I'm never gonna put like anything else above that.
Yeah, you share the same religion, so that's a good foundation as well. So the kids, do they speak both Somali and Portuguese?
No, not as much as I want them to. It was that part. That part was the tough part.
Yeah,
Do they
'cause two
speak
languages
Portuguese?
is not a joke.
They understand it, but it's like, you know how kids are. They always respond in English.
Yeah.
Well, inshallah, I want to go. I've discussed it with Anna. Like, Portugal been a couple of times, but I do want to do that thing where you go for like a year or two.
I've been to Portugal. Portugal's banging.
I've
bruv.
been there
I
as well.
loved it.
Portugal was
Portugal is
nice.
probably the nicest part of Europe I've been to.
Portugal had the
Same.
best beach I've been to. Best beach, like the sand was like golden and soft. Like there was no rocks all over the
Yeah.
place. Portugal was the best beach, honestly.
Portugal's very.
It was
I've been
lit.
Italy. I've been.
Can we talk about how good Portuguese food is?
Yes.
I don't think I even had Portuguese food. You know.
Portuguese
the
food
part
is
that
banging.
Anna's from, Setúbal, they're a fisherman town. So all the restaurants just selling fish.
Wow.
So it was comfortable. Not worry about like halal, haram and stuff.
Yeah.
If you go to, I know there's another part that's more pork and meat based, and you come
Yeah.
closer to the fisherman side. It's all fish based. So it was nice. It was very
That's
nice.
really nice.
And living coastally, like in a coastal area where you're walking up the road and you can see the beach and the sun's hitting your skin and the air is fresh. Oh, we live in a toxic city, man. I swear, like,
I need
the
to
air's
get out
toxic, the
somewhere.
people's toxic, everything's toxic here.
London, England is as much as it's home, it's bad vibes.
It is.
Well, as much as it's home, it's bad
expensive
vibes.
as well.
It's
Like, no
such
one-
bad
no one
vibes.
can buy
What I
homes
noticed
and
the
that.
difference between Portuguese people and English people is Portuguese people, even though they work, they have more time for their family.
Yeah,
English people don't have that much time for their family because they're constantly working.
yeah,
Like, there isn't like a nightlife, work life there. A lot of things will shut and there's nothing going on from 11 till 7 in the morning.
yeah.
Rather here, things are running 24/7.
That's true. That's true.
People always working, always doing something. There, everything will be shut and everyone will go home and chill with. And wherever you looked in the blocks of the houses, there'd be an elderly person with her son and the kids are running around. Everyone had family around them. And here it's like people working so much and ain't got time to see family.
Don't you think that's the agenda though? That's the
Yes.
whole point of
This is becoming a working city. Like, you
Yeah.
can't come here to have raise kids. Eventually, it's going to be just a working city.
even the government. Like, if they keep you away from your family, they're gonna make more money out of you. If they break up family dynamics and family homes, they're just gonna have people who are all contributing to the
How
system.
How can you raise
You
your
know?
kids and have a relationship with your husband or wife if you're all one's constantly studying, the other's constantly working? There's no
Yeah.
one at home to be the sponge for anyone. You know what I mean? So like you're out there doing your 9 to 5. Your husband's doing his 9 to 5. You got to travel. You don't get home by 7. The kids have been home from 4. They haven't seen you till 7. But then they're going to bed at 8. You
Yeah.
get an hour with your kid. They gotta go to bed. And then you look
Yeah.
at your partner and you're both tired because you've been working all day. And then you just eat your dinner quietly. And then all right, one of you might want to be a bit lovey-dovey. The other one says, no, I'm tired.
Yeah,
You're
I've just been
frustrated.
on the central line.
Yeah, I'm tired.
done.
Please, I'm going to have a shower
Yeah.
and go to bed. The other one doesn't take it the right way because the communication's not there. You don't talk. It goes on for 10 years. I don't love you anymore. You split up. The kids are looking at you like, yeah, I knew this was coming because I could see there was no love at home. This is how toxic it is.
Yeah, yeah.
That's exactly
This is
it.
how toxic
That's
it is.
It's just a
exactly
rat
it.
race, honestly. It's a rat race, and then your children go off to uni, and you're like, where did time go?
Yeah, and then you realize because if
Yeah.
the kids were holding you together, if the kids were the
Yeah.
only glue you had, and they're gone, and then you look at them and like, so what now?
Don't even
Most
know
of-
each
most
other
of the
anymore.
time, that's
you
when
know?
people divorce. It's like,
Yeah.
well, the kids are
Your
not here no
colleagues,
more.
some people, their colleagues know them better than their wives and husbands.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
Their
how people
colleagues-
have affairs, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their colleagues, because your colleague will be like, hey, we're doing a group thing at work. Do you want to come? Oh yeah, I'm down. But then your husband or wife says, oh, I want to do something. No, I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
Where's the energy?
See, I think you should do a lot more like advocating for like families and spending time with your families a lot, because I feel like when women say it, it comes from like more of like a naggy place. That's how men receive it. But when it comes from another man, it comes from more of like, oh, right, maybe
It's
maybe
you know what it is with men.
you know?
You know what it is with men. There's a tone to it. Yeah, it's it's not hard to speak to a man. It's just how you say it. So see when you nag, yeah, or you come like this, it feels like it's coming from like sometimes when Anna nags at me, I'm like, you sound like my mum. It feels like coming to my mum. Like,
Yeah, they always say that.
yeah,
It sounds like you're my mum.
but then I can't respect it because you're not my mum. You're supposed to be my wife. There's supposed to be like a nice approach to it. As frustrated as you might be, there's a approach to it that men are very simple creatures. If any woman goes down the street and speaks to a man in a nice way, he just what happens to him? He becomes wet and he's wet bear when you're like, yeah, okay, all right, love, I'll do it for you. What, you need help? All right, love, come.
Damsel
I'll
in
help
distress,
you.
yeah.
Oh, excuse me, can you hold my shopping bags? My arm hurts. All right, love. I know. Or if you came up to me, hold my shopping bags now, my arm hurt. No, go away.
Yeah, I hear it.
You know what I mean? Oh, listen, I can't fit my TV up. Can you help me? You don't even know who the woman is. You'll say, yeah. But she's come to him in a nice approach. But then you're at home with your husband and there's attitude and this. He hasn't seen you all day. You know what I mean? He's probably dodged every girl. He's not talking to her. Like, yeah, I'm married. I'm not dodging. And he's come home to his only wife. And he probably just wants a little rub on the cheek or a rub on the back or how's your day been? And it's this attitude. Okay, that attitude continues. And he's going back to work and this lady's being nice to him now. She's brought him coffee. She's asking him how his day is. It's so easy for some of these men who are not that strong to just crack.
That's so sad.
Same with women. If she's coming home from a long day or she's been with the kids all day and he's not giving her any attention, not rubbing her in the back, saying how's your day been, not having a communication, saying anything going on today, do we need to, and just, I'm going out with the boys after you've been at home all day with the kids and you're trying to escape your yard. And she finds that one guy who's actually asking the questions and listening and caring, the love ain't going to be there anymore.
Facts. Facts.
When I say communication is key, it's not just, I need you to listen. It's communication also means like, how are you feeling? Are you like, sometimes I come home, I can just look at Anna straight away and I just know, she's had a long day with the kids. And I'd be like, should I take Issa? Do you want to go take a nap? You want to go relax? Let's calm. And she'll try to be a strong, independent woman because you're always like that, even with your husband. No, it's okay, I'll do it. I said, no, listen, just let me take him and go rest. And
you're stressed, but you're like, no, I can handle it.
Yeah, you do that. All of you do that. And the thing is that this is what took me a long time to learn. Because I used to be like to Anna, and are you okay? And she'd be like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And I walk off. And I kept telling her, don't tell me you're okay if you're not okay. Because as a man, I'm very logical. If you say to me you're fine, I will believe that you're fine. Because if I ask my boy right now, you fine? He goes, yeah, I'm good. All right, cool, bro. And that's how it is. That's how we move. All right, cool. Yeah, that's the end of it. Because that's what we've told you, just to respect people's boundaries, and that's it, innit? So you have to be open sometimes. Say, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Send me a WhatsApp. Sometimes I'm like, send me a WhatsApp before I come home. Let me know if it's anything you need before I come home. If the day's been long, if Adam's been tough, because obviously Adam's autistic, and sometimes it can be that transition from home to school, school to home can be very long, very tough. And she's dealing with a baby now as well. So like, we have to be there for each other. You have to be there for your wife and your husband.
You do.
So a lot of people get married not deep in that. You're gonna die with this person next to you.
Facts.
You're gonna live until like you get married at 20, 30, 40. You're gonna be with them till you're 80, 90. You know what I mean? Sometimes I joke at Anna saying, "Listen, I hope you wipe my ass before I wipe yours," because that's how long it's gonna be. You're gonna be together till that point. Your kids are gonna leave. You're gonna have your kids for 18 years, and then they're gonna leave you. They're gonna have their own family. They're gonna be stuck together. So if you're not like this now, it's not gonna be like this when the kids go.
You know, it's so sad. Yeah, I feel like a lot of men, it takes them so long to realize that. It takes them so long to understand the family dynamic like that by the time some of them realize it, it's too late.
Where do we have these talks now? Let's be honest.
We don't.
Because I was speaking to my dad the other day, and I said to him, Abo, like, I go to the masjid, there's barely any youths in the masjid. It's all old uncles and men. And these men are not someone who travelled from a mile away to come pray. They're all from the local calf. They come pray and then go back to the local calf. That's cheating, man. That don't count. You haven't been at home all day, bro. You're at local calf, come pray, go back to the local calf, yeah? So then when your wives are calling you saying, where are you? Oh, Salat, I'm in
the mosque.
Yeah. I say, yeah. That's what you're saying, isn't it? But that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. There's no programs or nothing for the youth.
Don't count.
That's cheating, bro. You haven't come from home. You haven't like dealt with your family or spoke to your kids on that and said hi. But what I told imagine you have a dad at home.
Yeah.
A Muslim man at home, and he's telling his kids, the reason why I'm leaving my house today is to go pray Salah. Who wants to come with me?
Yeah.
Come take your kids,
Bring
pray
them
Salah,
along.
set an example, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather, you're out all day and they don't see you. And if you have sons, and your sons are used to you being out all day, what are they going to think when they get married?
Yeah.
Oh,
even on the
true.
weekends,
I mean,
they're out, Makaya, sitting around in the cafe.
Because what you get a lot of young boys say is, my mum used to do it, why are you complaining?
Yeah.
Do you know
But
what?
your mum was suffering. A lot of these guys don't realise their mums are suffering.
Do you know what's so sad about that, yeah? A lot of those women that were suffering back then, they stayed. They didn't go anywhere.
They didn't think they were suffering.
Yeah, they didn't go
normal.
anywhere. And now the next generation, they think that like, oh, if my mum stayed, why can't you? And us, we are raised in the UK, we don't have that mentality of like, oh, this is my husband, he's the only sole provider, and I'm not gonna have a roof over my head if I'm not married. We don't have that. I can go and make money and pay my own rent. Do you get what I mean?
Brothers have to. You have to step up your game.
They really do, and I feel like they're lacking people to tell them.
It's a sad truth. It isn't a day and age where the money's gonna keep things running. You have to be emotionally in tune with yourself, with your wife, with your kids.
Yeah.
You have to. You can't just. Because if it was a case where,
Sorry,
cool.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get it to the.
If it was a case of, all I had to do was work one job, and we can provide. Maybe it was easier. You can be happy knowing he just has to work that one job, and all you have to do was take care of the home and the kids. It was peaceful like that. It's not like that anymore.
No, it's not.
It's not like that anymore. Unless you're in a position where, alhamdulillah, your one job is enough. It's not always like that for everyone.
I was talking to my dad about life back in the day when him and my mum were like younger and they had me and my sister. We used to live in Manchester. Do you know how much rent was back in the day?
Probably like £200 a month.
£100 a month.
Mad.
£25 a week.
£25
and my
a
dad,
week.
you know what he was saying? Back then, people were complaining saying that's too much. £25 a week, £100 a month. That's a lot. Like a lot of Somalis were like, oh my God, how are we going to be able to afford this? And blah, blah, blah.
I have this theory.
And now, how much is rent? Like, it's getting harder.
I know
like,
it gets harder, but I have this theory, yeah. And I've been doing some research. I feel like every generation, we go through the same thing. We complain about the same thing.
Yeah.
And nothing gets changed. And I feel like if you're constantly in a state of complaining and there's no action being done, you never change. Like, even in terms of, have you noticed how, like, even with jobs, a lot of the Somali older can do the same jobs?
Yeah, they'll work in security.
Or minicab or something simple, and nobody wants to grind or break the barrier or go hard. It's always like, do this easy job. Why are you doing this? Because I remember one time I was doing a job and someone like, why are you doing this job? Do this easy job. I said, why is always the easy job option? What is it with Somali people and just picking an easy job?
The least amount of work.
Oh my God, the least amount of work. How come for Sanisa, they don't bother you, you know?
Have your shower,
Yeah,
you can chill.
Their kids have to be doctors as well.
Yeah, but
It's
why
medical
is
field,
that? That's
that's
not
all
a
they
very
know.
good example, is it?
It isn't.
Because imagine, I know a family, right? And there's the dad's a doctor, dad's a surgeon, the son is now a surgeon. I'm sure his other siblings have gone uni and done very, very good jobs. Like, if your parents have done, you know, the most when it comes to academics, you're going to follow suit.
It's an example
You know?
you set as
Yeah.
a parent, yeah? Okay, if you are struggling, if your kids see you sweating your ass off and working, they respect it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same way I respect Hoyo,
Yeah.
and she's always been working as long as I'm young. I cannot not work. It doesn't make sense to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, so if you see it, and my dad, alhamdulillah, even though there was age barrier, my dad has always been in my life. My dad has always been there to pick me up from school. My dad has always been there to take me places.
Mashallah.
So like now it's instilled in me to be like that with my kids.
Yeah.
So if you never had that,
It's true.
you have to break that generational curse
You
or
do.
that issue, and you have to start making a change.
I think that was the part that I struggled with the most when I was getting divorced, is the fact that I didn't have it, and now I felt like the child in me was saying, now you're taking it away from her, you know? Even though it wasn't like that. It wasn't that I intended for that to happen to her. It just so happened like that, right? But that part is what I struggled with the most, because I was saying, now you've given her an opportunity to break that curse and break that generational trauma, so that now she has a dad around her. But then I also had to look at it from another perspective of like, yeah, but my mum didn't break that curse herself, even though she was raised with her dad in the house. She didn't do that to me because of her own selfish reasons. Do you get what I mean? It was just because it just so happened to be like that,
yeah.
right? Qadar Allah. And I had to work backwards to remove that from myself. Do you know what I mean? Because I felt guilty that I was taking it away from her when I didn't get it.
If it's getting toxic,
Yeah.
if it gets very, very, very toxic for your mental health, for your kids' safety,
Yes.
you can't do it, man.
You can't.
Some things
She's
are-
better off now with me
Some things are not repairable.
than she was if we
Yeah.
were still together.
Some things are not
Trust me.
repairable, and sometimes if you try to force it, bad things will happen.
100%.
I've seen things, I've heard things, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And bad things will happen, and sometimes it's not nice, of course, and sometimes you do wish it didn't end that way. But like you said, it's qadr of Allah,
Qadar Allah.
and as Muslims, sometimes you just got to accept how things turn out in life.
Yeah.
Can't question it all the time. Say why.
It's true.
You'll get your answer, inshallah, when you meet Allah.
Yeah.
But you never know. You know, we plan, but Allah plans. An honest plan is always better sometimes. And that part is scary for me.
Yeah.
And I think because I have that installed in my head, I think
The fact that you're scared itself shows that you value your household.
I don't like it when people say, "Oh no, if she's acting up, I'm trying to leave." Why? Or he's acting up, I'm just trying to go. And you know what? It's calm. I don't mind being a single man. No, because you don't realize it's not nice. People that go through, you went through it yourself. It's not nice.
It's really not.
People act like it's cool. It's like, get rid of him. Like, it's not nice, man. Some people want to try their best to make it work.
Yeah.
Some people generally want it to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I did try. I did try. It's not for not wanting of trying. I did try. But Allah had better plans. Wallahi.
And probably for your mental health.
And you know, the person that I'm now is the person I was before I got married. Like, I've gone back to being that Nazra. And while I was married, it felt like I was in a prison. Do you know what I mean? It's horrible to say that. You know, I was speaking to someone the other day and they were saying that your house where you go to every night and lay your head, it should be the kind of place where it's safe, right? Yeah. Where you feel what he was saying about telling his kids. Yeah, it's your safe place. It's the place that you're the most yourself, the place where you're the most open, the most, kind, sanctuary. The most like receptive to love and giving love. It's supposed to be that kind of place, right?
Your home should always be for your wife, for your husband, for your kids.
Exactly.
It should be a place where you can log out from the outside world.
Yes.
And be yourself.
And if it's not that,
where do you have?
This is why people be having work husbands and they excited to go to work. They're excited to leave the house. They have a crush in the gym and it's long.
Bro, I've seen that too many times. I've seen that with my own eyes. I've been like, bro, don't you have a missus, bro? Like,
do you know what I mean?
I'm just joking, bro. I'm like, bro.
You're not really joking though. Your happy feelings towards this person that's not your wife. You're joking now, but you know,
mad. When two people are left alone, Shaitan's the third person. You know what I'm saying? You never know what happens, bro.
Big facts.
Could we talk about your son, Adam? He's got autism.
Yeah.
Adam the rascal.
Yeah, I want you to kind of tell us the process of like diagnosing him. What was it like? What were like the little signs you saw? Because a lot of people, I'm sure, are intrigued about autism in kids.
I noticed it when he was like 2.
Okay.
He wasn't speaking. What people say is normal, but like he wasn't even like, he wasn't socially communicating in where he should socially communicate. He was a very quiet baby.
Yeah.
And before I was like, oh, he's such a quiet baby. It's nice. Because other two were so acting. He used to, like, I could place him down here and he wouldn't utter a word.
Yeah.
And then he started walking. Physically, in the physical aspect of him, he was very healthy. He can run, he can walk, he can play. He would never be playing with other kids. So it's like a social aspect.
He would be by himself.
He preferred and always be by himself. Even till now sometimes. He likes to be by himself. He doesn't even want you to talk to him sometimes. He'll tell you no. Like, Adam, how's your day? No. That's what he tells me. I'm like, safe, cool, say nothing.
Oh.
But now I'm at a stage where it's I can banter with him and I'm breaking social barriers purposely for him. But when he was younger, like, he'll get up like a bottle like this, yeah? He'll get a bottle like this, he'll spin it and he'll stare at it for hours.
Wow.
And he'll stack. Another thing they tend to do is he'll stack anything, books, bricks, everything, and just stack and stack and stack. But you can't touch it. Or line cards up. He used to get toys and line them up in a specific order. And if you touched it, tantrum, boom, a tantrum. Like you'd think someone hurt him the way he would scream.
Wow.
So he had specific traits that are quite common in young autistic kids. We tried to get him diagnosed when he was young. COVID happened. Everything delayed. He was a COVID baby. Pretty much stayed at home for like the age of 1 to 3.5. Wow. He didn't really socialize with anyone, so that probably made it harder. He was hard of hearing as well. We just got some grommets put in his ear, so that helped, alhamdulillah, recently. So he couldn't hear properly. We never knew that when he was young. Probably why he was so loud at some points and unresponsive at others.
Okay.
I had to do a bit of social training. So I wasn't the kind of parents that hid my kids from the world. I used to bring him out, and if he screamed, he screamed. I affirmed it. It was tough.
Yeah.
Have you brought a kid to Lidl before and he wants something and you've told him no?
Oh, yeah.
And a normal kid would just be upset with you. Adam will grab it and scream at the top of his lungs. You think I was hurting him? And I had to tell people, like, he's autistic, I'm just training him. So I'm like, no, put it back. And he'll grab it. And he's like, I want it. But Abdul, you got to put it back. I went, no, then I take it off him, I put it back, and I have to pick him up now. If I don't pick him up, he's not listening to me. He's already clocked on. He's made his mind up. He wants this. He's taken it. This is mine. I like it. I want it. Boom. And a lot of them are like that. Once they're fixated on something, they cannot break it. And if you don't teach your kids while they're young how to break it, when they become teenagers or adults, it doesn't change.
Wow.
So I'm trying to like break these barriers with him now, because alhamdulillah, I work as a teaching assistant in a special needs school. So I have the training, and I'm lucky enough to know what you have to do to break these little barriers. Even eating habits, alhamdulillah, eating wise is good. Some kids don't eat at all.
Yeah.
Some kids eat the same food for the rest of their life.
Yeah, my cousin.
Sensory, texture, all these things affect them. Adam, he doesn't like to walk around without socks. Summer or winter. If you take your socks off, he'll slap you. He will legit slap you. He doesn't like it.
Okay.
Unless he's having a bath, because now he's accepted, like, okay, shower, bath time.
You can't wear
But
socks in the
straight
shower.
away, before you cream him anything, socks. Daddy, I want socks. And he put the socks back on.
Does he sleep with socks?
Everything with socks.
Wow.
And he doesn't like dirt. If you get one droplet of water on his sock, or one droplet of dirt, that's
New
it.
socks.
It's gone in the wash, new socks.
Wow.
I go for Primark like a madman. I swear. Like, there's even like potty training. Only last year he started using the toilet. He was in nappies for a long time.
Wow.
Comfort. Things become comfortable.
Yeah.
He still sleeps in our bed. I try to put him back in his bed. He still comes to our bed sometimes. Most times we have to put him to sleep in our bed and then move him.
Yeah. I do that with my daughter as well.
Because he's still at that age where he doesn't. Like, if I try to put him in his bed, you'd hear it from outside my house, the scream.
Yeah.
No. And he's like, and it's not me. He likes to sleep next to mum.
Oh.
So it's not a me thing. He likes to sleep next to mum. So even though he likes to spend the day with me, he likes to sleep next to mum. Bedtime is with mum. He's already planted that in his head. And autistic kids
like
are
routine
very
now.
Yeah, they're very routine based. So once you set a routine like that, it's hard to break.
Yeah.
But then it's hard because now we've got the bit newborn.
How's he taken to the newborn?
He's very good with the newborn, but his volume is very high, and baby doesn't like loud noises. You know what I mean? I'm still trying to teach him to whisper and be quiet. It's very hard.
Yeah.
But he's learning. He's gotten better, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
It's a mental test.
Yeah.
It's a mental test.
Yeah,
Trying to do like group things with your kids, and one is autistic, is hard. Take him to the cinema. If he finishes his popcorn before the others, he's snatching their popcorn, like, and then I have to explain to other ones, oh, I'm sorry, man, you know, Adam's autistic, he doesn't understand. And then they're 7 and 8, they don't understand either. Like, sometimes you have little moments, and then other times I'm like, okay, Adam, you stay at home and I take Saran Abdurrahman, and I feel bad. Why am I doing that?
Then you feel so bad.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Why
no,
am
you can't exclude him.
Exactly. So I need him to be used to being around everyone.
They will adjust though. The kids will adjust. You know what I mean? When they grow up, they can protect him.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Definitely.
Because obviously now they're young, they still need time to understand everything.
He's improved a lot in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I think as well, the first 20 times you do something is going to be difficult.
Oh, 100%.
The first 50 times you do something is going to be difficult. And then there's going to be one day where you take him to the cinema and he learns to pace himself through the movie with the popcorn.
We already had that stage
and
now.
yeah, nice.
We got there now, eventually.
Alhamdulillah.
6-7 times in,
Oh,
we got there now.
that's amazing.
But it was tough. It was tough because, like, I don't want to, like, I've heard and seen kids who get excluded from things because parents find it difficult.
Some parents just don't have the capacity, you know.
Some kids are tough. Right? If your kids are tough, I get it, because I know some autistic kids who are very, even for me as a man, very hands-on, very tough. They need 2-to-1 support. You know what I mean? They can't be alone. Some parents, they're like single mums. Some parents, they're not with the dad, you know what I mean? And they're dealing with everything by themselves. Plus, they have other kids. And you can have an aggressive child, not aggressive, but like a child who's frustrated. I don't like to use the word aggressive, frustrated, and they take out their frustration through breaking things or hitting, and that's what it is for them.
Yeah.
Because they're not aggressive, they're not angry, they don't hate you. They just don't know how to control that emotion within.
You know, someone said to me something the other day that really like hit home. They said, they were talking about my daughter, and they were like, she's only been on this planet for 3 years, so anything that happens to her now is like the end of the world.
Yeah.
And you don't really deep that's actually how they see things.
Yep.
Like, it's really like you not having this toy is really the end of the world to her in her world. It's like, how could you take the toy away from me?
I feel like as parents sometimes we set high expectations.
Too high.
On little kids.
Way too high.
You know what I mean?
I think we should have no expectations, to be honest.
That's the best thing to think. That's the best way to think, I can't lie. High expectations on little kids who haven't even seen. Some of them haven't explored the world. They've gone from home to school most of their life.
Right.
They don't know any better.
They don't know any better.
And in their little life bubble, that's all they've experienced. Can you imagine?
And then you're shouting at them saying, look at you, you idiot, what are you doing?
Oh.
So imagine you're shouting at your kid, calling your kid stupid, calling your kid an idiot.
Yeah.
The kid goes to school and the teacher's saying, oh, well done, you're a lovely person. Who's the kid going to like more now?
The teacher.
Exactly.
Do you know I've seen that happen so many times where the kids really they value the teacher more than their parent.
Yeah.
And that's really sad because you're going to move on from that teacher. That teacher's not going to be your teacher forever.
Exactly.
Then they get confused.
Then you won't have a healthy relationship with your mum or dad.
No, you won't. That's really sad, man.
Those little years with your kids before they hit secondary school, those little years are so vital for their development.
Yeah.
And for their love, understanding of you, because once they hit year 7, we all know it changes from there.
Yeah.
And what you do from there can either make or break your relationship with them. They can either go to year 7 having the most respect and love for you, saying, I'm not going to do this to my dad, my mum. Or they're going to go to year 7 or year 8 saying, forget that person, man. You can't touch me. No. Out of the school. I said, you know what I mean? Attitude changes.
You know, I have to check myself so often, especially like with the things that you say to your children, right? I have to check myself so often because obviously I'm a single parent and I've been doing by myself for the last 2 years and she's only 3.5. So it's really hard sometimes. And sometimes I lose it. Sometimes I say like things in Swahili. I'm like, kuma mako. And then I'm like, then I have to check myself, how often I say that. She's now like associated kuma mako with like my mom's really upset with me. She obviously doesn't know what it means.
What is it?
It's me saying to myself, "Hoya silke."
Oh my
God.
It's me saying that to myself.
Yeah.
So I'm insulting myself. Not insulting her. But
listen, I used to hear my aunties and my mom say that a few times.
Do you know what? I have to check myself so often. So I don't want to ever say stupid. I don't ever want to say annoying. I don't want to say idiot. I don't ever want to say any of those words. But when I'm angry, I insult in Swahili. And that's the first thing that comes out all the time. And I've had to like rein it in often.
You know, I've noticed with mums and dads the difference here. Like, not saying everyone's the same, but mums are more impulsive, like in terms of like when they flip, you lot flip quick.
Literally, like within
you lot flip
like
quick.
that.
Because sometimes I'll be like, I'll take it from here.
But you see, I don't have someone to do that.
Exactly.
Do you see what I mean? That's the hard part.
All the time.
I don't have someone to be like, you know what? You just go have a break. Go take a deep breath. You know.
You don't have no one doing the tag team like my turn. Let me come in.
Nighttime, bedtime.
We have a thing in school, in my where I work, where if you think like you're constantly talking to a child and it's not working, we have a thing called a change of face. So we'll ask another staff member, can you take in from me? Because I think this child had enough of me. Because that's what you have to deep. Some kids just had
they had enough of me.
Yeah, they had enough of you. It's true.
Oh,
we don't deep it sometimes. You're the same face telling this kid off constantly. It's not nice.
They're sick of you.
Yeah.
That's
So
mad.
I'm like, can I have a change of face? Can you just pattern this kid here and I'm just gonna go away.
That's the sad part with single parents. They don't have a change of face.
Yeah.
You don't.
You can't just go and take a nap for a bit.
And I can't alhamdulillah, like I'm very grateful. My mum helps me a lot, like alhamdulillah. She's usually the change of face, but it's not always a pleasant change of face because she now makes my kid think that she's in the right and gives her whatever she wants. So it's like almost taking 2 steps forward and taking 15 steps back. But alhamdulillah, she helps so much. Like I would be really like struggling if it wasn't for her.
Sometimes I have to come in and I find, especially Muslim kids, the best approach for me is like, Allah. I'll come in and be like, Allah, in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're treating your mom like this. and that works for me the best. Instead of me saying me, I've noticed if I say
not
like,
the religious guilt.
Oh, the religious guilt works so well.
God is watching.
I said, I'm upset with you. But Allah's watching you talk to your mom like this. She gave birth to you. And like, you know how we have a baby Isa now, yeah, we have a little baby. Like, the way she's holding this baby, she held you like this, and now you're talking to stop for Allah.
That must work so well though.
Because psychological, it does work because I don't need to shout at them. I don't need to hear them. I just tell them like, because they're at the age now. Both my kids go madrasa, they go Quran now. Yeah. They've picked up on this now. They understand. They have a conscience.
Sometimes I think about it. I'm like, right now, like Jenna doesn't really know the deen. Obviously, she's 2 in it.
It doesn't work.
But sometimes I think to myself, there's gonna be a time where I'm gonna start talking to her about like God.
Allah, start
like
now.
That. Yeah, she knows. I said, "Where's Allah?" She's just like.
Have you seen that guy on TikTok? He's amazing. His @name is Father to a Queen.
Yeah,
he's Allah Mubarak. He's so good with his daughter. And I was on live with him one time and I was asking him so many questions. And he said that I asked him, when did you start teaching your daughter? And he said around about 2, 3. Yeah. And now she's, I don't know, I'm assuming she's like 4 or 5.
They can easily learn because she's out here, she's singing every song word for word. So she can read the Quran.
We have this ideology, especially as Muslim immigrants growing up in the West, you have this ideology like, let's wait for them to get older to learn deen. By that time, they've already
picked up a million other things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the discipline that you need to learn deen is very high.
Yeah.
It's not like a playful area where hair clapping. So you go to the mosque, it's very strict behavior.
Yeah.
You be quiet. You have to read your Quran. So if you haven't picked it up from a young age, if you're not, one thing I learned, because my iman has gone up as I've got older.
Yeah.
Especially having kids young, you learn as you get older. And I realized the more I do at home myself, with my wife and my kids, it's not even about the you know, like, you can give da'wah verbally, or you can give da'wah for your actions.
Yeah.
So when they see us praying together, and they pick this up and everything, they want to be part of it.
Oh.
Rather than when you're not doing that at home and you're just there chilling on your phone, like this, playing music out loud, everything, and then you're saying, "Go pray, time for you to go mosque and pray," and they're looking at you like, "Well, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are their first example, aren't
You're
you?
the first example of a Muslim.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're telling me to go to a Quran school and read Quran and pray. I haven't seen you touch the kitab all year round. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some of you are not even fasting, and you're telling me to start fasting. You know what I mean? Like, they're looking at, then they start to feel like, what are you serious? You can't tell me.
They can't respect you.
They can't.
They really can't, because you're a
Also-
hypocrite, basically.
Also, I believe, that with kids, you have to teach them the deen in a way where it's easy for them to like digest.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Because
At the stage
they
they're
won't-
at. Yeah.
I think you should make it a pleasant experience.
100%.
You should make it fun. You should make it like, do you know what I mean? Because they're kids.
If you're going down the route of teaching them everything's haram,
Yes.
haram,
you
haram,
go-
haram,
go to
haram,
You're
hell.
going to hell.
Yes.
punish,
Yes.
Jahannam.
Sorry, I would
And-
run away from that. I'd run away from the
Because when I
deen,
was young,
like,
that's what it was like.
Yeah, me
Haram,
too.
haram. So then what's halal? I don't know anything is halal.
you can't do anything.
Yeah,
They
that's what you
don't-
start to feel
yeah,
like.
they don't teach
Yeah.
you the rahmah of Allah
Exactly.
and the mercy
There
and
you go.
and
Guys.
asking for repentance when you've done something wrong,
Guys, deep it, yeah.
and that
My
you will
cousin-
be forgiven.
I had a cousin who was babysitting us one time. I was about 6, 7. And as a bedtime story, do you know what he said to us?
What?
He was talking to us about the Dajjal
Oh God.
as a bedtime story. That was the first time I ever heard about the Dajjal, yeah. My parents didn't even tell us about this because I'm like 6 years old.
He said, "Let me
Did I
traumatize
sleep?
these
Yeah.
kids."
Did I sleep? I know he did that. He did that on purpose.
Did he
'cause
tell you he's got one eye?
He was like 18, 19. Yeah, he said all of that. Yeah, he's got one eye. He's going to come up to each person, ask them questions. This is that. And I'm just like,
He's gonna
bro,
put you in
I
That's
hell.
when
didn't-
their nightmare
I
era
didn't
started.
sleep for days. I didn't sleep for days.
No, that's so sad. At 6 years old,
I was shook. Yeah.
that cousin is a hasid or
That's
like.
evil.
I swear to God, I
so
still
bad.
remember. Do you think I'm going to be telling my daughter that? She doesn't need to know. Respectfully. As a child,
Yeah.
you don't need to know them
There's
things.
some things you have to. You have
Sorry,
to wait,
learn
yeah.
your alif bata.
That's
You're
it.
okay. Before you hit puberty, you're going to Jannah. You're okay.
I'm telling you, some things are too much. It's too much.
You can't talk to a child about
That's
like
too
the
much,
punishments of the grave. Are you mad?
I can't
Please. You know what I And then they go to Duxie and some people are fine with their...
said about the punishments of the grave.
You
That
can't.
talk to
you
a
can't.
6-year-old.
Imagine, yeah.
That's deep,
I'm sorry.
fam.
My son came up to me like, and
What is this?
like, asking about my grand. Like, I've never seen your granddads. I'm like, oh yeah, they passed away. Like, oh, they're in heaven. I'm like, not yet. But like,
so
they-
cute.
you know what I mean? Like,
No.
but I don't want to come and tell him like, no,
Yeah.
they're in the grave waiting their whole life and they've been listening to everything and they can hear it. I don't want to say that to him. So I'll be
I'm
like,
sorry,
I'll be
there's
like,
levels,
I'll be like,
yeah.
inshallah.
I think you have to teach them. You have to let them digest the religion in small pieces.
And
little
you'll
bits,
know your child by the level of maturity your child's in.
Yeah.
Like, my daughter can take certain things my son can't.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to know what.
Even though there's
what they
only
can
1 year
handle.
though. Do you see how
but
crazy that is?
He's more emotionally in tune, and she's more like, her maturity is high, but her empathy is low. And his empathy is high. He cares for people really much, and he doesn't like people being hurt and everything. But his maturity is a bit more lower. So it's mad. You just know each child's a bit different.
You know what they can handle. Yeah.
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 Oh.
Yeah. I'm totally against like people beating kids to learn the Quran.
100%.
I'm so against that because when they go to school and they're learning maths and English, like the teachers are not beating them and they're learning it just fine.
Me and my
right?
brother were speaking about this.
But when they go to Duxie, why does it have to be a terrible place? Why does it have to be
get
a
beat?
scary place?
Me and my brother
yeah.
were talking about the trauma we had going Duxie back in the
Yeah.
days. Oh
Where did you go,
my-
Duxie?
Acton Mosque.
Oh, I see. I went to the one in Bush.
Before it was the new mosque, it was the old school Acton Mosque.
Mad.
Oh, ask any Somali brother, yeah, that went Acton Mosque back in the days. Let's just say,
my
how old are we, bro?
God.
So I'll say early 2000. So if the 2000, 2005, yeah, they know what happened in that mosque. And I'm not saying the masjid is bad.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's a particular individual who took advantage.
There's always one that traumatizes all the kids, isn't
He
there?
took advantage, and alhamdulillah, one time there was a Somali uncle that caught him lacking. Oh, I was so happy that day. He caught him lacking. The aunt was like this to a kid, and he was like, "Hey!" And it was a big scrap, and everything switched off after that. But I was young. And I used to think that I used to personally think, I never used to tell my parents because I thought this was normality.
Damn.
So I used to think, oh, well, if you mispronounce Surah Al-Fatiha, I'm going to get a slap. Oh, everyone's getting a slap too. All right, cool, this must be normal.
That's
Yeah,
mad.
yeah.
Listen,
you're a
my
little
mum
kid.
said to the teachers, if you need to beat her, bruv.
Yeah, that's
in
the
front
thing.
of me.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
was like,
The thing is, our parents back in the day in
Hoya
Somalia,
never beat me. How's the ma'alim beating me, bruv?
Exactly.
my
What the
mum was
hell?
telling me back in the day, the ma'alim used to say to her, go outside to that tree and pick up the branch you want me to beat you with.
Allah.
She'll pick it herself. My mum, she was like, she would always get the flexible ones. Nothing too
Too
hard.
rigid.
Yeah,
That's-
she'll come back with a nice little soft one. Like, they got beat. So
That's
obviously,
crazy.
most
That's
of our
actually
parents,
crazy.
to them, it's normal.
You got beat by people, not your parents. You know how mad that is?
My parents, alhamdulillah, I'm not gonna lie, like my mum knew we were in the UK. Like, let's not
Do
do
you
too
think I
much
can
for
touch
these kids.
my nephews, my brother's kids? I don't even like to shout at them. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel
if
like it's
my nephews do
different, innit?
anything, I'm going straight to my brother.
Yeah,
Listen,
I can't touch someone else's kid.
I
Like,
can't do that.
yeah.
My conscience could never allow me. But people used to out there, like,
And that's your actual
not
brother.
just even back home,
That's
even
your
in the
actual
UK and
brother.
England, back in the days in schools, kids used to get beat by teachers. You know what I mean? Like, it was normal.
Cocaine, yeah, back
Yeah.
How
in the
long ago? That must be long ago though. But
No, that was not even that long ago. That was like the 60s, yeah.
no.
day. Yeah, the
Stick the
teachers
cane.
used to have like
Bruh,
a
a
cane.
Stick
Yeah.
your hand out.
No.
Yeah, spanks, turn around. Yeah. It used to happen back in the day.
That's wild.
Yeah, I'm not about that duxy life. Like,
But
I'm
imagine-
gonna make sure the ma'alin comes to my yard, and I'm sitting there watching. No, I'm not.
You
I'm
have
not
to
even
stay
joking.
with him,
I'm
you
gonna
know.
stay. I might even get a
ma'alins are
female
weird,
teacher.
man.
I waited
Get
for
a female teacher for
I
real.
waited for my kids to be a bit older.
Yeah.
I waited for them before they started madrasa. I didn't on Quran lessons. I waited for them to be a bit older, so I knew there was a communication between us.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've had a few issues, and I've put my foot down and I've gone there because what I've realized is because I spoke to my daughter before, and I said to her, "With your other friends that go Quran, do they complain to their parents?" She's like, "No." And I always wonder why. And then I'll see the parents, and the parents are a bit older, a bit more from back home. No, there's a communication issue here. Some of these kids don't want to tell their parents. Maybe the parents won't believe them.
Oh, maybe they'll get in trouble.
Maybe they get in trouble, and the parents
Yeah.
believe the ma'alim. You know what I mean?
If
Yeah.
your child is coming to you and telling you things, well, that's a good thing. It's a good thing.
And then some people get away with stuff because they feel like that. Because when my daughter complained to me once, I went there straight away and said, "Listen, I don't want to speak to the female Quran teacher because she's a female, but she needs to watch her mouth."
Facts. These are other people's kids.
Yeah.
I feel like you, as someone who's looking after other people's children, you have a responsibility within yourself
These
to
are
treat
children,
them right.
They're children. They're innocent. They're miskin.
Yeah.
There's a way you're supposed to speak to them. If you want the kids to love the deen the way you love the deen, bring it to them in a nice way. If you want to call a kid stupid, silly, oh, you don't know, you didn't revise your Quran, you didn't, you're stupid, go over there, go, you know what I mean? They're going to hate this place.
You're berating them. They're gonna hate learning about the deen in general.
100%.
It's like kids who struggle at school. If they have a horrible maths teacher, they're gonna hate maths for the rest of their life.
Exactly.
Literally, I know people who said that. Even my mum, she said to me, she had a really good maths teacher, and then the maths teacher left, and then she had a horrible maths teacher. Until today, she hates maths.
Because it's trauma, isn't it?
It's trauma.
It's linked to this person.
And now imagine if it's linked to your deen
All your parents.
or your parents.
And then you come home, you try
That's
and tell
so
your
sad,
parents.
man.
And, yeah.
That's really
Yeah,
so
yeah.
sad.
That's how people end up leaving the deen.
Yes.
Because the deen is now linked to trauma.
That's so sad, man.
But then I have this now new issue of someone said to me, a family member said to me, when is Adam starting madrasa? And I looked at him and said, "Are you nuts? He'll punch up the ma'alim."
Yeah.
He's not ready anytime soon to go into that building. Most likely he'll probably be taught by me because
Yeah.
I don't feel like having an autistic child and being a parent to an autistic child, you have the most patience for your child.
Of course, they're yours, innit? They're yours.
Also, I'm sure there has to be like Quran teachers that are like
I don't think so.
that
I'm sorry.
specialize in
I
special
don't-
needs. There
no.
has to be.
There's
There has
not-
to be more of an
There's
inclusivity.
there's not even a lot of Quran teachers that know how to deal with kids themselves.
That's true.
Quran teachers are good at teaching Quran, khalas, but how to pattern a youth. There are not a lot of them that know because a lot of these kids, they khawalas are Quran teachers as well. A lot of these kids are smart. They're very smart kids. And Quran teachers, the ma'alim is just from back home. He's been here for 3 years. He barely speaks English properly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's out here teaching Quran. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know the lingo. He doesn't know how these kids are misbehaving.
Yeah.
Unless you have a Quran teacher that comes home to your house and it's under your roof. Some places
Yeah.
are very different. Or the Quran teacher's a young person, so you can't mess with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But there's not that many young people that are Quran teachers. I've not seen any. Don't know any.
Yeah, there's not that many.
I really don't know any that are Quran teachers that are young.
Did you guys see that TikTok of that Somali guy who's deaf? He's a young man. He's completely deaf, and he was doing sign language, and he was saying how for the longest time he didn't go to khutbah on Fridays because there's no interpreters there who can do the sign language.
No way.
So he missed Friday prayers for a bit, and then he was like, no, I can't be missing Friday prayers. So he started going again, but he was like, we need more interpreters. He's just sitting there. He doesn't know what they're saying.
I never deep
You
that.
know?
You know that.
So you have
till
to-
recently, I saw someone who was teaching deaf people how to pray with their hands. Deaf Muslims how to pray with their
I
hands.
saw a video of a guy
Yeah.
praying, and he's doing like he's reciting the Fatiha like as sign language.
And
I
I
saw
did,
that.
and as someone who's able-bodied, I've never
Yeah.
deeped it like that.
Yeah,
I don't think we think about things like that. Well, like accessibility wise.
Oh.
they need to be more accessible to people.
That's
Like
so
even
sad.
autistic kids, how are they going to learn Quran? Like there needs to be teachers who
Have the,
specialize in
have
that.
the most sabr for these kids, because these kids, everything is very intense. Every emotion is 110%.
Yeah.
When they're scared, it's 110%. When like if I go right now and I scare my son, he's screaming at the top of his lungs, and it's all like every emotion is heightened. Sound, touch, taste, everything for them is just heightened. So like for them, they need a lot of patience.
They do.
Up until they get to that age of puberty, then it can get a bit tough as well,
Yeah.
because they don't know how to deal with puberty.
Yeah,
And then I've worked with autistic adults before in the past. Some of them tend to calm down, some of them don't. Some of them still keep up this high energy at 45.
yeah.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
And depending on the severity of it, depending on what scale they are, whether they're high functioning, low functioning, alhamdulillah, I'm lucky enough not to have the toughest case
Yeah,
of autism, but I know parents who have the toughest,
yeah,
like to the point where they don't live a life outside their kid, and they know in their head that he's gonna have to go to a home when he's 18. I can't look after him for the rest of my life. Imagine knowing that you can't be with your kid forever, and some parents have to deal with this.
That's heartbreaking.
Or you have another child and this kid's attacking the other child for the safety of this other child. You can't. Like, you want to have another kid, but I can't because this child might attack my other kid.
yeah.
And
And
you know, knowing that your child is going to a home and you're not going to be looking after them, you don't know how they're going to be treated.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Or
really
you're not going to be in their life the way
heartbreaking.
you want it to be. Some people say, I'll never see my child get married or have kids. You know what I mean?
SubhanAllah.
So when I have Adam, alhamdulillah, Adam's situation, alhamdulillah, it's not that deep. But then when I look at Soren, Abdurrahman, and Isa, whatever they go through in life or whatever they be, sometimes I'm like, alhamdulillah, because I work in a special needs school, yeah.
Yeah,
And some parents have it tough.
they do.
And I come home and I sit down with Anna and I explain to kids that I work with. Sometimes we put too much on our kids and we're not even happy for them. Sometimes just for them to be alive, able-bodied, hearing, listening, speaking, everything, like that should be the biggest blessing itself sometimes.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
Not my son is not a doctor and he's a failure in life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or he hasn't completed the Quran, he's useless. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just need to be happy for, because bearing kids itself is a blessing. Some people wait
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, exactly.
My friend in the
Yes.
petrol station, yeah, you know you got that one shopkeeper, my
Yeah.
friend in the petrol station, I've known him for years. He's about like almost 60. He's got a 4-year-old daughter. When I asked him, like, I said, why now? He goes, brother, I've been trying for years. And all of a sudden, my wife got pregnant.
Yeah.
His wife got pregnant at 58.
Subhanallah.
They weren't expecting it. They accepted that it was just them. It was just them two.
Yeah.
I said, miracle baby. He said, miracle baby.
Subhanallah.
So now, because I was like to him, brother, you're old, man. Why are you always working night shifts and stuff? Look after you. Like, I have a daughter now. So you never know when it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
On top of that, you know, we never deep. You never know how long your kids are gonna live either.
I know.
Oh, do you know? That's the
Please,
most.
I know it's
please,
painful,
please,
yeah, but you never know how long.
Please,
What,
Abdul,
like,
please.
Listen to all the
'Cause
parents
you're
out
gonna
there.
make me
Yeah?
start crying in
To
a
all the
minute.
parents out there, wallahi, deep this. To my parents, sometimes when was the last time you've grabbed your child, sat them down, told them you love them, told them all the beautiful things about them, and then gone to bed? When was the last time you really, really expressed yourself to your kid? Whether they're 3, they're 4. When's the last? Because I done this the other day. I done this a couple months ago. Yeah, because I was like to myself, when was the last time I sat Soraya down and really told her I appreciate everything she is to me? So I said, you know what I want to do? I done it one by one. I broke down with each one of my kids because they started breaking down. And I didn't see how vulnerable they were when I was honest to them. Because
You're gonna make me cry. I swear to God.
I swear to God, you're so. We live our lives, yeah, in autopilot. Yeah, we come home, we go to work, clean the dishes, we feed the kids, hi, go to bed. Stop making noise. Go to bed. Go to bed. Almost.
Yeah.
One time they're gonna go to bed, they might not wake up.
You
Yeah.
think that it's
You think-
forever?
yeah.
Yeah.
One time you might. And what was the last thing you said to that person? Same with your mum. Same with your loved ones. When was the last time you sat down and fully? Because I went to see my dad the other day, my brother. Yeah, and we haven't had a good chat with Albert for properly. And I got a bit emotional. And I was like, man, I haven't had this in a long time. And if I'm so happy I had this today, because if something happened to you yesterday, I would have felt like I was useless. Because I get lost in the dunya myself. We all get lost in the dunya. We're busy living our lives. We need to make this paper. I need to get this. In 10 years' time, I have that. We're not going to see 10 years. We're not guaranteed to see anything.
You're not even guaranteed to see tomorrow. You know, the other day I had this exact thought process in the morning. I woke up and sometimes I sleep in the same bed as my daughter. Because I don't know, I just, it's comfortability, you know? Even I'm used to it. I love it. And I love the kicks in the morning. I love when she wakes up and touches my face and stuff like that.
Well.
Yeah, and it's just the two of us, so why not? So yeah, I was asleep with her in the morning, and I don't know, but I looked at her and she just wasn't. It didn't look like she was. You know, you can tell when they're breathing. It didn't look like she was breathing, and I remember thinking, Ilahi, please show me a sign that she's breathing right now, because otherwise I'm gonna actually start crying. And then she just went out of nowhere, and I was like.
I've had that before. Every parent has had that
burst
scare.
into tears.
I always literally stand by her cot and I just stare.
Have you ever done that before? You're like, wait.
I stare at her.
Yeah,
You're
like
a bit too quiet. What's going on here?
Yeah.
I haven't even put my finger on the pulse.
Yeah.
Like, let me lift your chubby face. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Like, but yeah.
I burst into tears at like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Do it today. Go to your kid today, inshallah.
Do you know I do it every day, to be honest? Every day I give her hugs and kisses. I tell her how much I love her.
Yeah. I'm very affectionate.
I literally, I said to her, look at me in the eye. Look at me. Look at me. I love you, okay? You're my favourite. Every day, love you. You're just so beautiful. You're so amazing.
You have to.
You're the smartest. Yeah. You're the best.
These words have to come
every
from parents.
day.
These words have to
every
come.
day.
You have to speak to your kids like this, because if you're a parent who's gone through a lot of stress and you've been dealing with a lot, it could have been months before you've actually shown real love and affection to your kids.
Yeah. My kid's so funny. When she went to school the other day, her Ayaya wasn't around. She went back home to see her mum. She's back now, alhamdulillah, but she was at school. And because I say to her, I love you so often, that she's associated love with like, you can love and you can't love. I think she's made it into like and don't like.
Yeah.
So she realised that I can like something and I can not like something. So I think she thinks the same with love, but I will love her forever, unconditionally. It will never ever change, right? So she must have done something, and then the teacher was like, I'm going to tell your mummy. And then she said, please don't tell my mummy, and she's not gonna love me anymore. And then the teacher came and told me, and I was like, to the teacher, you're gonna make me cry, because how can I not love her? And I had to tell her, I said, Hannah, I can never not love you. I will love you forever. I did this. What was it? The infinity sign with my fingers. I can't remember how I did it. I think I did this, like that. I said, Hannah, like that. I said, I'm going to love you forever. This doesn't break, forever and ever. And she was like, you love me forever? I said, forever. You don't even know forever, but forever.
You have to. You have to have that strong relationship. I remember my kids were going to school and we had the first trouble incident in school. Not trouble, but like, you know, teacher had to speak about Soraya. And she was shitting herself. Yeah. I could see she was so scared. So before I spoke to the teacher, I brought her to the side. I said, listen, Abdul, there's nothing they can say that's going to make me hate you. I'm always on your side. She goes, oh, you said, even if you're in the wrong, I'm going to pretend to be on your side. Yeah. Then I'll talk to you at home. I'm not going to embarrass you in front of these people. Yes. I'm not going to do nothing to make you feel bad. And I'm going to listen to you first. And you have to build that confidence in them to let them know it doesn't matter where you go, police station, ambulance, anywhere, you know I'm on your side.
You have to. You don't want them to hide anything from you.
Exactly.
You know, because they're going to do some fucked up shit. You know what I'm
they
saying?
Will.
It's going to happen.
They will.
But you don't want your child to not speak to you about what they're going through. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. I always tell her, home is, like I said, home is a safe place. We'll talk about it at home. And then when I talk about it, I want to say to her, you are so embarrassing. You said, no. I said, just don't do this. Don't do this because this is haram. Don't do this because this is morally wrong. Don't do this because, you know, we shouldn't do this. Second of all, if you have a tough teacher, she had one teacher that was a bit tough. I said, listen, just avoid her. Yeah. Here's my advice for you. Just avoid her. You only have 3 months left of the year. You're going to get a new teacher, inshallah. Just avoid her. Don't even try to be in her good books. Completely do your work and just get ready for playtime and go home. Yeah. And I gave her that advice. Everything went calm. I said, listen, if she complains to me about you, this is what I want to do. I'm going to nod her head and look at you, say, okay, sorry, I want to talk to you at home. I told her exactly. I said, I want to talk to you at home. And Sorry puts on the face. And as we walk, I said, do you want crisps from the shop? What do you want? I don't care.
That's me as well. I'm that parent.
Man. Like, my daughter does a million amazing things, but you're here to tell me that one time she spoke too much.
Yeah.
It's a bit petty sometimes. I'm not, you know what I mean?
When I used to go to school, yeah, they used to always complain to my mum. She talks too much. She disrupts other students. She this and that. I didn't know I had ADHD in it. Oh, she's always disrupting other students. She can't concentrate. But when I was in art class, I never heard my art teacher say anything like that to anyone.
I had the same thing, you know.
I never heard anyone in my history class tell anyone that the things I really was interested in, they were like, she's the best student here. You know, she's the most concentrated. Like, she concentrates, she listens, she does everything right, she does all her homework. I never had any of them complain.
You have to do that as a parent. I just got my son's first report from school. So I can see what subjects he's amazing at, and which ones he don't care. And you can see, it's clear. It's not that he's bad at it, he just don't care. He don't
care, yeah.
And as a human being, sometimes you can't expect your kids to be good at everything.
Exactly.
They're gonna have strong points in some section, and they're gonna have no interest in the other.
Exactly.
And it might not be that it's just bad at maths, but maths just might not tick for him. It was boring.
Yeah. Or the teacher might just be jarring and don't want to listen.
Most of the time, and in secondary school and college, it's like this. If the teachers are not good, they can't get the students' attention. It's done for. And the only way the teachers can get the students' attention if the child already loves the subject.
That's true.
Yeah.
If it's someone that doesn't love a subject and you're a terrible teacher, that's it. That
Right off that whole subject.
Ain't gonna learn nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, I was
agree.
more creative. I wasn't into maths, science. I love
when it
English,
comes to maths,
arts.
let's be honest, when it comes to maths, maths is so broad. You cannot like everything in maths.
Yeah, it's true.
You cannot like you might be amazing at the timetables, but as soon as it switches up to
fractions,
to something else, you're like, I don't like this part.
Fractions was
jarring.
I feel like maths is so broad. Like it's hard to say to someone that you're good at maths. What part of maths are you good at?
Yeah, I liked maths. Don't get me wrong.
There's one right answer as well. That's
true.
it. Do you know what I mean? With English, at least you can be creative in your answers.
Yeah.
Maths is like it's either wrong or right.
I liked maths. Don't get me wrong. I actually really enjoyed it. My brain used to tick with maths, and it worked out for me for GCSEs. But after GCSEs, like, where am I taking this?
Yeah.
I had to ask myself, where am I going to take this? I'm not doing anything with this.
I had a friend who was a maths genius, man. So he just never revised for nothing. Maths ticked for him like games ticked for me. Like he just
mad.
You revised for an exam? He goes, no. Just want to go in there and do it. Like I'm on 95%, bro.
Mad.
Some people it just works for them.
Mashallah.
You know
Some people are just gifted like that.
Yeah.
Like not like numbers is just it can either work for you. It does. It's like English. Some people are just amazing at it. They can write for days and read for days. Bro, I cannot read a book unless it's a factual book.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love reading.
But if it's factual, because if it's a factual book and I feel like I'm benefiting from it, I can read it. If it's like a novel, I'm like, this is. I
like me some storytelling.
I'm into cinematography. I like that. When I'm watching a movie, you don't want to watch a movie with me because you see that angle is different. You see how the cameraman came in.
You talk in the cinema?
No.
I was about to say
them
them
watching at home.
Netflix.
Cinema. If I'm watching Netflix with my wife and movie, I say that's a stunt double right there. You see that? I love cinematography.
That's mad.
Angles.
Yeah, but you like video games as well. You said
exactly.
So if you like video games, you're gonna love cinema. Because it's all the
it makes sense though, because your TikToks sometimes like you the angles and it's very
your TikToks are really creative. Wallahi, do you know which one had me crying while I was in tears? Yeah, someone said it to me the other day and I was cracking up. It's that roadman one in the gym and you was running on the treadmill and he was holding your pocket and then you was on the bike. I was crying because do you know how many times I've seen people doing exactly that? That's hilarious.
It's fun. For me,
was killing me.
Being a creative, it's just fun. Whether I make $1 million from it, money from it or not, I never cared.
Yeah, same.
If you aim to make money from something before you even begun to get good at it, you'll never be happy with it.
That's true.
You'll give up.
That's true.
How many content creators come and go?
Yeah,
that's true.
Especially in our age, like you've seen, because we're part of that. We're part of that content creating age. We've seen it. The 10-year span, bare man, come and go, because people expect to get bread in the first year or 2 years. Some of you might be lucky enough to get the sponsorship early. Some people, look how long Steve the Madman took before he got any bread. He said himself.
Wallahi, how long was he on Snapchat? Showing us his whole existence.
Consistently
on Snapchat every day. But to be fair, his life is hilarious though.
Yeah.
Or is it hilarious or is it the way he narrates it that's hilarious?
It's the way he narrates
because he is hilarious himself.
Yeah.
But it's so sad. Look, him and Emma didn't work out.
That's mad.
Yeah, they're not together anymore. That's really sad.
Damn.
Look at that. Maybe you might get shar when you're what you're looking for. It might give you shar later on.
Exactly.
You never know.
What do you value more in the dunya?
Exactly.
You could be chasing the paper come with consequences.
Because I didn't even know, right? I follow him, but he doesn't always come up on my page, right? So one day I was watching a video of him and he was like to Emma, bro, why do you even care if we don't even live here? And I was like, wait, what? I was like, you don't live there.
That's the one that ticked everyone off.
Yeah, I was like, what? I was like, wait, are they not together? And I was like, that's really sad, man. Because I really was expecting an Emma reveal, but it never happened, you know?
That's mad, wallahi.
Guys, I'm going to have to... Time's up.
Wallahi.
Time's up, yeah.
Time's up.
That was good.
Do you want to plug yourself? Where can people find
Please
you?
do.
Because your TikTok, you've got a big account. They've probably seen you already.
I've changed my name like 5 times. Part of my ADHD. I can't never find a name I like. Right now, I'm sticking with Chinny and Co.
Okay.
It works better for me. Instagram, Chinny4K. That's the main 2 ones I use. I don't really use anything else.
Okay.
If you ever find me on Snap, a lot of people find me on Snap, delete it because I don't use it anymore.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah.
I can't have multiple apps.
It's tiring.
It's too much.
You got 4 kids, mate. You got a lot going on.
Listen, alhamdulillah, I still have a hairline.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, I still have a hairline. I don't know how long I have left. I got 30 to 40 now. That's a 10-year mark.
Don't worry, you got turkey. You're okay.
No, that's too much, man. I'd rather go bald. I'm one of those guys that happy go bald.
Fair enough.
I happy go bald.
That's
But yeah,
fair
Chinny4K on Instagram and Chinny and Co on TikTok. It's your boy Chin.
you so
It's
much.
been a pleasure.
Thank you so much
everyone.
for coming.
I hope you guys have enjoyed hearing it from the dad's perspective, and obviously somebody who's got multiple kids, not just one. And
One wife, yeah. Just make sure that.
yeah, she's got one. He's got one
One
wife.
wife, yeah.
Okay, one wife. I know Ilahi allowed him 4, but he's sticking with the 1. All right. Listen, this has been such a nice episode, wallahi. He's the first guy we've had on here. Okay,
and we would love to meet
we
your wife
would
as
love
well.
to have more.
Whenever she's
as
ready,
well.
she can come and speak to us. So
Next time,
Please
innit?
bring her.
Oh, definitely.
Please bring her.
She'll swap places. I'll
Yeah.
take the babies and she'll come here and talk.
yeah,
Tell her she's more than welcome to bring the baby, because I love babies. I'll hold her baby for her.
newborns are chill though, innit?
I love newborns.
Yeah, you could just put them in a little.
I will legit sit here and do
Not
this the whole
Issa.
time.
He's like a shadow to her.
Oh really?
Oh.
That'll be
He wants
in
to be
her arm.
held.
Yeah.
Oh.
He doesn't stop talking already.
Yeah, it's a sticky one. We don't want to record someone's baby as well, innit? Like,
In the middle of the conversation.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the cutest.
If
I
you
love
if I
that.
put him down right now here, he's moaning already. He wants to be picked up.
oh.
So how have you learnt this already? Like,
Yeah, but deep it, he's been in the womb for 9 months. He's been next to her, hearing her heartbeat, hearing her being fed like a constant stream
if I'm holding
for
him,
9 months.
when she's holding him, he just looks at her all day long. When I'm holding him, he's looking for her.
Oh, he's
And then he clocks her from a distance and he just smiles. He's like, yeah, that's my mum. Like, yeah, that's it.
oh,
That's so cute.
so
No,
cute.
thank you so much. Honestly, thank you.
Yes.
No worries, man. It's been
It's
a
been a
pleasure.
good episode.
It has been a
And
nice
inshallah,
episode.
we will have your wife on
Yeah.
whenever she's ready.
Yeah.
No pressure, Anna.
Anna's next.
No pressure, Anna.
But we would love
Anna,
to
don't
meet
make me
her.
look bad, please. I said a lot of nice things about you.
No, you've done well. You've done well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And we'll see you guys. Inshallah, we'll be consistent this time.
Soon, okay?
This
I'm
girl
sorry.
decided to get a job.
Listen, I'm so
We'll be
sorry.
consistent from now on, inshallah.
As life is life, and you know, life is really difficult.
It is. It is like
I'm enjoying working at the moment. I work full time. Well, alhamdulillah, it's really nice. But it just means that I have less time for everything else, you know?
yeah.
Gotta chase that money.
It's like that.
Yeah, you know, single mum life, there's no man that's gonna do it for me. So,
I know.
guys, inshallah, next month.
Inshallah.
Bye.
Peace out. Bye, guys. And cut.
We're done now.